lowercase.
All lowercase. Okay. It's not working.
You want to click that arrow back there? It gets hot.
Oh, it's just.
Okay, we won't click it then. All right, let's see if we're live here. Yep, we're live. Okay. All right, guys. Can everybody hear me still on the webinar? Can you please give me an indication of that? Just in the chat. Thank you. Thank you.
We're trying to log into the Wi-Fi and stuff like this.
Do you need the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
On your phones? On your, it should be the charter member Wi-Fi.
Charter member Wi-Fi. Okay, it's not the.
No, charter member Wi-Fi and then that. So can everybody see this okay? And then I've got to pull up my slides wherever they went. Ah, there we go. Everybody see this? Okay. Okay, they can see it. All right, we're good to go.
So on Facebook, where do we go to?
So just follow me for a moment, and then I'm going to take you through some Facebook pages and things like that to help you. Again, my name is Dave Dove. For those that don't know me, I'm really actually pretty humbled to be a part of RNetwork because I think we're going to do some damage throughout the world in a good way. But I know, I mean that sincerely. I think we have a really neat opportunity here and that things are going to get really exciting as we move on through this. I've been in network marketing just off and on just over the last 20 years. My real career was in the hospitality business. I worked for a company, small company you guys might be familiar with called Hilton. And I worked for them for a very long time. I was a director of sales for their timeshare side for many years and had a lot of fun doing it. And, but I lost my career, my job, and when they did a downsize here in Park City. So we were jobless. So we started another network marketing company. Luckily, I'd already had that going kind of a little bit on the side. And all I had was that because I don't have a degree. I don't have any of that stuff. So anyway, long story short, ran out and did that. Over the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've really dove into social media because I've always been an entrepreneur and wanted to find a way to make money while I was sleeping, not just through network marketing. And so I started really researching social media and trying to figure out how are these people making all this money. And one of my very best friends actually is a 7-figure earner. I have a couple of them actually, 7-figure earner in social media or in network marketing on social media only. They don't do meetings, they don't drive miles, they don't do any of that stuff anymore, solely on social media. Now, I'm not going to say that I am the absolute master of social media because I'm not, but I will say that I've learned some things, especially in my previous venture prior to RNetwork, which is still going right now residually. And I've learned some things where I just got an order this morning, got one yesterday for product. And so that's how easy it is once you get this dialed in. Okay. So this is really sexy, attractive, and exciting with the revvcard. Wouldn't you guys agree? So we're going to kind of dive into it. So all kinds of social media platforms. The very best is really Facebook because there's millions and millions and millions of people out there on Facebook, and it's the most used platform there is on the planet today. So what we'll do is we're gonna dive into just a little bit about social media. Let me just get my thing working here. Oh, that didn't work. I haven't used this controller because my other one. So let me see how to. I think I just thought I just hit next. Oh, it's not playing though. That's why. Okay, so let's do it this way. I'm gonna play this just for this part, and we can see the panelists. Hopefully that doesn't block us. So we're gonna. Oh. It is going to block, so let me just take that off real quick. Just slide it to the side, way over here. I'll just change the pages. How about that by hand? Okay, so we're going to start off right here at Facebook marketing, and nobody really used Facebook Facebook was never meant for making money. Facebook, let's talk just briefly about the psychology behind it. People joined Facebook to reconnect with people that they knew. And the reason you have to understand this part is to understand why we're going to do what we're going to do when we start getting into the training aspect and understanding how we're going to turn our likes and comments into leads and people that you can potentially get involved. And so I don't know if you're like most people. I've been annoyed by, especially lately in the last probably couple of years, people posting the before and after photos. You guys ever see those on Facebook? So that's so old school, you guys. Like, people are annoyed by that. They're just like done with that. Like, because think of it this way: you're reconnecting with people, being human. You're not a marketer, right? So just change that thought pattern for a moment, and just understand that that's spamming people on Facebook, and that's why you get the NFL club on Facebook also, not just going out contacting them in network marketing, right? How many of you talked to your friends and family about this? Right? You have, right? So here's the thing, you guys, is that you will, when I'm done with this, you should be able to have an idea of how to generate leads and be able to get people that are coming to you. And that's kind of the idea behind it. And it's called attraction marketing. So hopefully you kind of have heard that before, or maybe you haven't, but it's called attraction marketing, or curiosity marketing if you want to. So let's go to the next page here real quick. So yeah. Let me just, I'm going to just populate it, because otherwise, and I need to get rid of the thing real quick. Hold on, guys. I just don't want this to hide, and we'll just pretend that everybody's seeing it just great. So, all right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Facebook marketing, there's a rule of thumb: 80% of your posts need to be non-business related. What you're doing is being relatable. You're being a human first before you're the marketer. Does that make sense? So all your posting should be stuff, just simple things. These are a couple examples of things that I've done that created really great, engagement. I know it seems silly, it has nothing to do with revvcard or, RNetwork, but describe yourself in 3 words. You can see that I got 117 comments at the time when I'd snapped this. And then I just replied to it. The key to the engagement is replying back with people, having interaction with them. Facebook loves it. The reason they love it is, and also using emojis when you're doing it. So I'll say, awesome, and then I'll do the fist pound or something, or whatever with the emoji. The reason for that is the algorithm of Facebook. If you're not interacting, then that post won't be shown to most of your people.
So are you sending these to your friends?
No, I'm not sending anything. I'm just posting on Facebook. We're just talking about just generic Facebook posting every day on Facebook. Okay.
She's asking whether you do a public post.
Oh, yes. I'm
I
sorry.
have no idea what that is versus.
Okay, that's all right. So we're going to back up just 2 seconds. So no, I'm not. So just remember, when you're on Facebook on a daily basis, you want to be posting every single day, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It just kind of depends on the activity of the post. If your post is doing well, don't post again for the day, because it's interacting, right? We don't want to interrupt that algorithm. Does that make sense? And we like to refer to algorithm as algorithm smagorithm. Okay, so just it's not it. That's my own joke, but whatever. So the point is that this is the rule of thumb: 80% of the time, non-business related posting. So I'm going to give you examples. Things like this right here: what's your dream vacation destination? I got 122 comments, bunch of likes, so on, and just people engaging. And I know that seems silly. You're like, well, how does that have anything to do with generating leads? Remember, we're being human first. We're having fun, we're connecting. And so if you haven't been posting on Facebook, you guys are in for a treat. Because if you were to take this comment or this post and put it on right now, I'll bet you that you'll end up with over 100 comments if you have that many friends on there. If you don't have that many friends, then you probably won't. But if you haven't been on for a while, nobody's really seen you doing anything, and all of a sudden you come on and start doing this kind of stuff. Now you can also post pictures of you and your grandkids, or you and your wife, or you and your friend, or you went mountain biking, or whatever it is. It's just what it is. It's lifestyle. It's maybe something spiritual. Maybe it's an activity you're doing. Hey, you just grabbed a Cold Stone ice cream, and I'm going to share that later about how to use that for this business, and I'll explain why. But it's those types of posts that people are seeing your life, right? They're seeing who you are. You're becoming real, you're being authentic, and people now are really, really excited about that because now you're just being authentic and you're engaging and creating conversations. So 80% of the time you do that. They want to know who they're talking to. You want to ask questions to engage people, knowing without them knowing that you're promoting the product, which we'll come to in just a second. 20% of the time you're going to be doing posts related to RNetwork. And I'll explain to you how you're going to do that without mentioning the name RNetwork or revvcard or anything to do with this. Okay? It's called curiosity. You want to create that curiosity to where they go, what is she talking about? And then they go, where did you get that discount? Right? And we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Okay? And then the more engagement you get using, like I said, emojis and things like that, that's really, really important. So we're going to turn likes and comments into a private message, which we'll come back to in just a few minutes. I'm just kind of highlighting it. You're building relationships with people, and then you're messaging to them to invite them to take a look at RNetwork. Okay? And I'll show you how we convert that in just a second. So here's some examples, just how to transition social media into business. Good marketing is creating a story behind your post. Some sort of story, right? Just create a story of some sort. This was just a post that I made. It was saying, I've suffered from anxiety and depression over my life. Have you? Mental Health Month. Whatever. So we got 47 comments, not a lot, but started getting engagement. This is an older post. This one over here, I did a live with somebody, had 7 shares, 803 views, 42 comments. And that's something else that you want to think about is if you don't know how to do a live, I'm happy to show you. But lives are extremely powerful because now you're authentic. Now you're you. You're not somebody behind the keyboard. Now you're going, I don't want to be in front of the camera. Some people don't want to do that. And believe me, believe it or not, I am an introvert. I am not so much love to be in front of the camera. I just don't. I was the photographer prior to timeshare. That's what I used to do. I used to film photogenics in the malls here, if you remember those. So I was a photographer. I love being behind the camera, in front of it. I don't really care so much for that. But anyway, do Facebook Lives. You get lots of engagement. Ask questions, which engage people. Like I said, here's just a simple little dumb one that I did. It's got 9 comments. I think every day you're just engaging people, right? We're going to talk more specific to this particular business, but 20%, just remember that rule, 80-20. So if you look at it this way, out of 7 days, 1 or 2 of the days a week, you're actually doing a business type post, okay? Or some sort of post relating to RNetwork. And I'll give you some ideas on what you might be able to do with that, okay? Make sure you're replying to those comments because if you're not, again, it's engaging. And that goes the same for when you're private messaging. There is an algorithm within Facebook Messenger that if you're not engaging back and forth with your people through Messenger also, there's some algorithms within that help them to see your stories and things like that, which we'll get into, okay? I'm going to try to keep this really basic because how many of you actually are on Facebook right now? Okay, so most everybody. Some of you are not. So if we need to, this will be recorded, like I said, but at the same time, and you know what? I don't think I even started it. I went in to actually do it. I'll just do it again, but no, okay, I'm glad I just looked. Okay, all right, guys. So basically what happens is that, again, we just want to create those engagements, all right? So you can go back, and for those that aren't on Facebook, we'll slow it down and you can go back and rewatch it, okay? These are just a couple of things, but I'm not going to use these as examples because these are product related. This is a product not to do, like how they've got the name of the company, and then over here they don't. Does that make sense? So if you're going to actually flash your product, so when you get the card, you're not going to show boom, because it's got the name of the company on it, right? So you might just hold it to where they can't see that, and you're saying, man, I'm loving the savings I'm getting from this. Or this is a really cool technology, and then we just go into those kind of things, okay? So here's how it works.
So why is that?
Well, 2 things. You don't want them going Googling what it is that the company is. prior to you talking to them. So they make prejudgment and then you never see them again. So people don't like network marketing, or at least have a stigma about it, right? Especially here in Utah, and all around, frankly. But we have to, that's why the industry is really changing, and it has changed drastically. And a lot of people are going to social media because it's a simpler, easier way, and you can have a life while you're building your business. So you don't have to go and be away from your family and do meetings all the time, right? And so that's kind of the idea behind this. But let's just talk very basic for a moment. We're making our posts. It could be a post about your testimony in the business. Maybe Matt, you hold up a check if you got a check, and you might go, "Hey, I just made $50 on my side gig. I'm absolutely loving it." That's curiosity. But if I go, "Thanks to RNetwork, I just got $50. This is awesome," they're going, "RNetwork." Oh, and then they hit join and they go in as a as a non-attached person if they decide to buy. Make sense? Remember, RNetwork is going to market themselves. But if you learn to market yourself and not RNetwork, then people are buying you, not the product. And then if please don't happen, but if the company ever goes away, you could move to another company and they'd never know you moved. Does that make sense? So you're marketing yourself because RNetwork is not what we're trying to market. The company will market it all day long. They'll brand it, they'll do all those things. And you and I don't want to do that. We want to keep it secret, of what we're doing. We're entrepreneurs, right?
So you're branding yourself.
You're branding yourself rather than the company. Yep. So if we're posting and then we're getting likes and comments, then we're going to private message. So we're going to slow down here for just a moment. So when you get a like, you're going to now go to Messenger. I would click on the person that liked my comment, and I will go to their profile. Why would I go to profile? Well, I want to see what they're up to. Because if it's somebody that I haven't met, or it's somebody that maybe has just followed me for a long time and we haven't had engagement, I want to reconnect first before I become the marketer. Does that make sense? So I might just see what they've been up to on their profile, and I see they work in Hawaii. Well, then I'm going to go back to Messenger and I'm going to send them a message that says, "Hey, Bob, how was Hawaii? It's great to connect with you again. Thanks for liking my post." Just something like that. Something very basic. I know it sounds silly, but it creates a conversation. And if we can create that conversation and that personal interaction, then people will be more out to engaging with you there, and you'll find that you won't chase them off, right? So let's build that human connection first. Find something that you like about their profile, or see what they've been up to. If they've been on a vacation, if they were out to the movies last night and they said they watched Star Wars, or whatever, you're going to comment about that. Be human, right? And then we'll open it in and we'll drop the comment of, "Hey, because have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and you say, what have you been up to?" They go, "Oh, I do that." "Well, what do you do for work?" "Oh, I do this." "Well, what do you do?" "Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. I just actually started my new business." Now you can actually bring it forth. Does that make sense? And that's where our Facebook page that I'm going to share with you, the R World, is a third-party validation site. The reason we have ranks going in there right now, and when any of you go out and do service projects, or you go out and you do a give back project of any sort, is remember what our fundamental beliefs are, right? The give back, we're ranking up, we're changing the world, we're helping people save money, all those different things. Those are things we want to post in our world as an individual, so other people are seeing third-party validation. Does that make sense? So
What's our word? Oh, that's the corporate.
hold on, we're going to go there. I'll show you the site. Okay, it's a corporate, what I call ATM page. That's what this means. Add, tag, message. So we're going to go through that, and that's what we're doing right here. Right? So we comment on the likes and comments within the post, but never invite them to look at RNetwork inside the post. Do it through a private message, right? So if you post something though about RNetwork and they say, "Well, I'd like more information," without mentioning the name RNetwork, now you comment in the post and say, I will private message you some information. Because then watch what happens. Everybody after that, I want some, I want some, I want some, and that's what starts to happen. So now you have to interact with every one of those, because keep that algorithm going so it keeps pushing the post to the top of Facebook. Does that make sense? Okay. So as we do that, now we can ATM them. We can add, tag, message them with some sort of content or a three-way messenger. Like you guys know three-way calls, right? Three-way messenger is way more powerful. Do you know why? One, you don't have to coordinate schedules. Two, you don't have to, I could, if you're linking me in on a three-way message, I can do it at my own leisure when I'm done with my family, or I'm at the movies, or I'm at work, or whatever, right? And I can do that. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. And then you invite them to take a look at our network, right? So the invite can be, I'm going to send them some content. What kind of content can we send with this? The 2-minute video, yeah. And we're having a lot more coming, you guys. We're going to have we have a video being made right now that's for the shopping network, to attract people on the shopping network and how that's going to save them money. So you'll be able to have that to send to somebody, right? If you posted something that said, hey, I was just at Cold Stone and I just got a buy one, get one free, and I just absolutely love this new app that I got. Guess what they're going to say to you? Well, what's the app? Gosh, I'm sure glad you asked. Let me send you some private. Let me send you a private message. So now you go and you send a content video to them and let them see the video of the shopping network. Does that make sense? So, okay. Any questions so far on that? Hi. No? Okay. So, and this is just a very basic screen, but we're gonna dive into just a little bit more here on how this is all flowing. I just want to make sure you kind of understand this. So, what you've got is you got your lifestyle posts that are taking place. You've got your business posts that are taking place, and so again, daily posting. That's the most important part here. So let's talk about lifestyle. You're gonna have likes and comments on your lifestyle posts. So make sure you interact. You private message, reconnect with those individuals. So as we reconnect, that's important. And we're building relationships. We're going to message them an invite to take a look at something. And this is just kind of the path. And then we're going to go to the site to show you how to do it. Okay. And I'm going to give you the actual text of what I would say in the post when you go to add and tag them. Okay. Does that make sense so far? Send them the content and so on. And the same goes on the business posting, same exact principle exists there. All right. If you're confused, you just let me know so that I don't go any further. Okay, so here's kind of an idea on how to generate. So we're gonna talk about generating leads. This isn't in any particular order, by the way. I apologize because I was doing a lot of other stuff for corporate yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to rehearse everything. So I apologize. But number one is we're going to go out and join Facebook groups. Why do you guys think we would do that? Yeah, you start friending people, right? Now, don't go into groups and talk about our network. Go into groups and like other people's posts, comment, interact with them, creating. This is what I do for 20 to 25 minutes every day. I go in and now I'm just about 5,000 friends and I cleaned it out. So it doesn't matter how many friends you have, it just matters the quality of the people you have, right? So, and what I mean by that is don't just go out and just get a whole bunch of people just because you want to have people. What you're trying to do is you're getting quality people that have interest like you do. So I'm into photography. So I go into a photography group on Facebook, which I love. They post pictures of what they've taken, and then they talk about what lens they use, what time of the day they took it, and the aperture, and all these different things. And I'm into that. So I go in and I comment, and well, guess what happens? They start seeing me comment and interacting with their posts, and guess what? They're going to come back and look at my profile before they friend me, because that's what happens. You start connecting. Does that make sense? And it could be maybe you join a group that's in network marketing, a network marketing group. Don't post stuff about the company in there. Just comment and like some of their posts. And guess what? They're going to friend you. And then when they friend you, now you can look at their profile, make sure somebody you want to connect with. I always look at the profile, and we're going to talk about the profile because that's the most important part That's your resume. And if your resume looks like, I'm not going to accept you. Okay, that's how I look at it. Okay, so I'll show that. So let's move on here. So after a few days of just commenting and making friends and that, I want to add 3 to 5 people a day. That's kind of the rule of trying to build up your profile, if you will. So you have a bunch of people following you. And if you're doing your 80-20 rule over here, and then you're doing this, that engagement's going to start happening. It's going to get crazy. I promise you, this has become actually a full-time thing for you. And I mean, in a positive way, meaning that you'll be making money because they're joining your teams, right? So if you're requesting their friendship, this little comment back to them. This is through Messenger that I'm commenting back. So if they ask me to be a friend, I accept it. I'm gonna say, hey Bob, how are you? It's great to connect with you. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just doing that through Messenger, right? And that's all I'm making that contact. And if they're actually requesting my friendship, then it's this. Hey Mary, it's great to connect with you. What brings you to my Facebook page? And you know what happens with that question every single time? Oh, I just like connecting with people that are like-minded like me. Or I really like a lot of your posts that you're doing, a lot of your motivational posts or whatever, right? And that just gives you kind of an idea where they're thinking. And if they just want to connect, great. Maybe start a conversation with them too. You can start a conversation. So what is it you do for a living? That question, every time you ask that question, it always comes back to, what do you do? So guess what you gotta say? Well, I own my own business. We're actually expanding throughout the world right now. In fact, we're in over 80+ countries, and we have a really cool technology that we're actually just blowing up the market with. Well, what's the technology? There's my hook. Well, I'm glad you asked. So that's where we're gonna go add tag message, and I'm gonna show you how to do that, okay? All right, again, voice recording is really powerful on Messenger. You guys know what Messenger is, right? Everybody knows Messenger on Facebook. For those that don't, the Messenger app looks like that. And if I open up Messenger, and here's Jeremy Jenkins. So I'm just gonna play with Jeremy since I can do that. Right? Yeah, that's gonna be a little difficult right now without messing everything up. So, but I'm gonna do a training just on this, because this alone is, I mean, gosh, the tools we have at Facebook are phenomenal for making it a business thing. So you guys see the little mic right here on Messenger? You see the little mic next to the comment bar? You can hold that down and record a message. 60 seconds is the max. So if you do a 3-way messenger with somebody, all you're going to do, if you're on Android, it's actually somewhere else, and I don't know because I'm not an Android person. Oh yeah, okay, so go there, and then just open this person, and then you should have a mic here, and not hit those little dots, and then your mic is right there. So if you click that, now you hold that down, you can record something and talk to that person. Does that make sense?
And send it to them?
Yep. So just follow me on this. It's like me talking to you on the phone. The only difference is I'm recording it, so they can hear my tonality. They can actually feel that authenticity, that I'm sincere, that I'm not just another person on the side. And if I'm doing a 3-way messenger, like a 3-way call, I'm just letting my upline know, or my sideline or my downline, I'll know that, hey, would you share your story about getting involved in our network? Like how you got connected? Or would you share with them how much money you've saved this month so far on your shopping? Or would you share how, this, that, whatever it is, right? It's just like a 3-way call. Anybody ever done that in network marketing, a 3-way call? Okay. So if you've done them before, you kind of get the idea. But all I'm going to do is I go in here to Jeremy, and if I add somebody else to the call, all I'm doing is go at the top, hit a start a new message, select who I want to do the 3-way chat with. And by doing that, then I've put them together in the same chat. And then I come back, and then I'm in the chat, and I go to the voicemail. So now I'm going to say, hey, Jeremy, this is Dave. I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk to one of my prospects. By the way, Jeremy, this is a test. But anyway, I'm just showing these guys here at training. But This is Bob. Bob, this is Jeremy. Jeremy, would you share a quick message just on how you got involved in our network? Thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate it big time. Now, if everybody learns to do this the right way, it's really powerful because guess what a third party can say to them? Something that you can't, right? So if we learn this, then it's really strong and we get everybody teaching us. So here's what the person will say back, right? This is what Jeremy would say. Hey, Bob, really nice to meet you. Super, super cool. Hey, we have something very special here. We're really blowing this up around the world in 83 different countries, whatever it is. And we're saving people money all around the world, but we're most importantly, just putting money in people's pocket. And I would really encourage you to take a look at the 2-minute video because I'm just so pumped. I mean, I've been able to actually put my daughter through college because of this. And I just wanted to share that with you. And thank you so much. And get back with Dave and let Dave know that, hey, I'm ready to get started. Or, hey, get back with Dave and have him share with you this. 60 seconds. And guess what, you guys, what's beautiful about this? I get so excited, jazzed about this, because see, I drove 65,000 miles in my Jeep in my last company in 6 months. Never home, never with my kids, never at any activities, never doing anything. And I was just like, done. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like my kids are dancing, like my daughter ballrooms. I love to watch her ballroom dance. I don't want to miss that. And I missed it for that whole time I was doing this other business. And that's when I went out and I said, there's got to be a better way. And I found it. And let me tell you, if you learn how to do this the right way, you're going to blow this up. Like, and you'll be able to do it by, you can be at your kid's baseball game and go, yeah, hey, just wanted to tell you real quick, this is the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life. And then get back with, whoever and you did that. I mean, like that. And you can do it on the spot, or you can say, you know what, I can't do it right now. I have a rule of thumb. I put mine on airplane mode every single night. I don't want to be binged all night, number one. Number two, I put it on airplane mode because when I wake up, I have my daily rituals that I do. And if I don't get to do my daily rituals, then my whole day's messed up, right? So whatever that ritual is for you, and that's a whole nother training. But my point is, don't interrupt your life because you're in a company. You don't need to. And that's the beauty of this ATM system. And we haven't even got to the ATM part, which is really going to, if you see it, then you'll see why I'm so excited. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop talking. So start liking, commenting. We've talked about that. 3 to 5 friends a day. Start seeing 80% of your posts and 20% of your posts, right? Whatever. And let's click. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought I had this switched out, but it didn't save for some reason. This was actually our Facebook pages, and I apologize. But this is an example of a post of a message. This is a message that I'm sending them through private messaging because I'm getting ready to ATM somebody. I'm getting ready to put them to our Facebook group, okay? So here's how this works, you guys. We have a Facebook group called Our Rise Up, which is our team page. That's the communication from the company, right? And then the Our World is our world of lifestyle, business, all that. You guys with me? Okay, so our world is supposed to be like right here, okay? So just go with me on it and it'll make sense. So hi Susan, or hey Susan, I'm part of a now remember, these are people that you've been going back and forth on the chat, right? You're chatting with them. And so you're saying to her, hey, I'm part of a Facebook community that's focused on health and wellness. In this case, it's focused on helping people save and make money, right? Go with that. And this is a positive group, already has over 14,000 people. Our page, I promise you, if everybody starts doing this, we will have thousands and I'm in an ATM group right now in another company that literally has 450,000 people that have been added to the group. Talk about social proof. And you got people in there now in those, that it's a weight loss company. So in those, the before and afters are fine because it's secret. It's not out on your page, right? You follow where I'm going with this? So in this, it's so important that you guys engage with our world. So if you do a small act of kindness over here at Walmart because you're driving out and you saw a homeless guy and you said, oh, I'm going to go grab something to give to him. Circle back around, you come back around, and then I would hand him something, whatever, right? I mean, maybe I do it all the time. I hand a McDonald's, Big Mac and a drink with it, hand him a drink and say, hey, thanks for who you are. Make an acknowledgement, right? Small act of kindness. Sorry. So do something like that. And then note it. Then take a picture of you with the bag of McDonald's and just go, and whatever, and a little message. Maybe you got to know them for a minute. Maybe you communicated with the person, which they need, just so they know they're human, right? All right, so if we do those kind of things and we post it in our world as an example of a give back, paying it forward, that's what we're looking for. And if we get thousands of people doing that, this will be a movement like you've never seen before. And not just giving back, but here's the next one. I just saved 50, buy one, get one free at Cold Stone. I bring up that because I love the ice cream. So I just got 50% off with my new app. That's an example of what you can put in there that you save 50%, or you got buy one, get one free at Cold Stone with my Rev app. Make sense? So that's in our world. It's all testimony based. Yes.
So give me a description again of our world, what exactly we're doing there.
So our world is going to be success stories, which is like ranking up. Now I'm not talking go and take a picture in front of a Mercedes and say, I'm a millionaire. People hate that, by the way. It's just so old school. It's not even don't get me wrong. It's not to say that any of you are not going to have a picture in front of your Mercedes one day. But I wouldn't, my opinion, I just think people are turned off by that. So I think we do things like give back, our ranking up. And I love Richard's thinking on this, that the ranks are not just going to be like, by the way, when it says Club 100, and we're going to go to the page so you guys can see it. But Club 100 just means 100 people's in your downline. You didn't put them all there, but you got your me and 3. So you got your 3, maybe you got your 10, and now you got 100 people in your group. So those are different ranks, and you want to be doing that for your people, your personal people. Because behavior, people will do what you teach them as long as it's simple and easy. And it's simple and easy, right? And we're going to go in there today to show you how and what we're going to do, right? So we're going to do that so that you guys can see. But in there, you've got ranks, you got give back program. So ranks is recognition. You've also got,
Lifestyle.
thank you, lifestyle. So maybe you took your family on a vacation. Here's a great one. I can't wait to do this one day here very shortly because my grandson's growing up. As I'm taking a picture with my grandson and Mickey Mouse. And because of our network, and I wouldn't use the name RNetwork, because of my new side gig, I'm able to spend time with my grandson at the house of Mickey Mouse. What a Mickey Mouse operation. Right? That's a lifestyle post. Or I got to take my wife to Belize and spend one-on-one time with her laying on the beach. And thank goodness for my side gig, I got this opportunity. That's a curiosity post, number one. People start seeing these and they go, well, what is it you're doing? Thank you. Right? You just caught the fish. You guys get where I'm going with this?
So you're saying do this on our world or on our?
You're doing this on your regular post, but inside our world, we want you to share some of that stuff. Not a lot, just every once in a while, we have a little something like that. You feel like got a lot of interaction and it's a good example. I definitely want you to share give back opportunities that you experience. And you can do that right now without even making money in this business. I really believe that. My favorite part of the old company was the divvy givey. And this is awesome, you guys. The RNetwork, the R Give Back. And we're going to have a t-shirt that says that because I think it's a big part of our culture, what we want to create. So I say post lifestyle stuff in there. If you're going to go on a trip this summer, don't be afraid to post something in there. It doesn't have to be because of RNetwork. Just say because of my side gig, I'm able to have the freedom to do something like this. Those are third-party validations that we need put into the group so that as I'm adding a prospect to that group, the prospect gets to see all these different types of posts going on. The ranking, the give back program, the lifestyle. You guys following me? So this, let me tell you something, this page that we have, this group is so powerful because what's better than a third-party story? Nothing. I mean, it's social proof that this is working, that people are having a lifestyle, that people are being able to do things. People want to be part of something great also. And when we're doing these give back stuff, I'm just pumped about it. I'm excited. So
Do we do this with our personal page, or do we start a brand new page? Kind of like a personal page?
Nope.
Kind of targeted.
no, because let me tell you something. I mean, we can't, as a company, it's not going to try to stop you from doing your own thing. By all means, that's not the case. You'll have your own team groups. There's difference between page and a group. Okay, the page is a business fan page, which is a viral page. That actually can be searched out on Google. You guys know that. And it has algorithms within it that runs through the internet, right? Whereas a group is something that's only within Facebook. And if it's open, then everybody on your that are your followers can see it. But the reason we've gone to secret or close is because we want to keep that curiosity to be able to add people to it. We don't just want everybody in the world out there seeing it. You're going, well, why not? Well, because we want to use that as our hook to get people in there. And once they're in there, then they can feel safe to look around and ask questions. And that's exactly what we want to do. You follow me? Because after you've added them to the group, you're now going to follow up with them. And that's where the key is. The magic is in the follow-up. You guys heard that before. So does that make sense? So those are the kind of the two things. So don't go out and start our world of your own and put stuff into there, because you're going to be a slower pace than the 10,000 people we have in our network, or whatever number it is, right? So wait till we have 1 million people in this, and we've got our world that's got 500,000 testimonials going on in there. And you think, gosh, that's just a lot. Well, people will search around. Don't worry about it. Because in the top of the group of our world, I posted, I'm not going to be the spokes guy. Trust me, I'm taking it down as soon as we get the video done. But there'll be a video there, and that's what this is right here of this gentleman. And this is where we tagged everybody. So 600, and you see that out of all 10,000 people in this company right here, 645 people have been tagged in this video. Shame on them. Shame on them. Every single person should be tagged in that top video, because it's the instruction video of what the site's all about. So think about it. You want third-party validation. So if I'm the guy talking and I say, welcome to our world, we're so excited to have you here. And I did a little video, so you can kind of go look at it if you want, but tag people underneath that. And we're going to talk about tagging. Don't worry about it. You're going to add them to the video, because that's the first place you want to add them. And then in the video, I say, take a look at the video below this, because it's pinned at the top with other videos underneath it, right underneath. And you're basically saying, watch this video. You're putting them in, you're adding them in there in the comments and saying, watch this video. And let's just say it's me for now. And I tell them, hey, take a look around the page. Feel free to ask questions. Watch the video right below this one. And it's only 2 minutes. And it'll give you a good idea of why we're all so excited. Do you follow me? And then when we get the shopping network video, that's going to go under there. Now I'm going to go to the Facebook page, because I think we're kind of all getting a little bit lost. And that's probably explains why. I've got some scripting on follow-ups that I'll put into PDF format for you, because I already have them. And I'll share some of that with you on the follow-up. Okay. So let's get through this, you guys. I'm going to hurry and get out of this. I'm going to stop sharing for just a moment, guys, just while I switch over to a different page. And I'll share the Facebook page here. Oh, I'm going hoarse. Okay. And then I'll expand it here. Just give me a second. And we're going to go to our world. And here's our world. Okay. So here's what happens, guys. So right here is where you can post your lifestyle, our give back. This is up here for you for a reason. It's so that you kind of get an idea of what kind of things are happening within here. So if the company runs a promotion like we are, that's going to be put in here. And I'll show you what happens. So when you bring somebody to add them to the page, you're going to click right here in this right here, and you're going to invite them. So you can invite anybody you want to this page. So I'm going to come down. There's my wife. I think she's already added. Yeah, she's already invited. But you just click here, add them to the page. You can start searching their name. So I can just go like this, right? And I can say, I'm going to add this guy or whatever to the page. And then once I've added them to the page, now my next step is to go to announcements, because this is my, this is where I'm going to actually tag them. So remember, I just added them. Here's the top video. And we've only got 9 in here so far, and we're just getting started, so I get it. But we come in here and hit comment. And then right here, and here's one I did. This is a prime example. I already did it. Terry, welcome to the Our World community. This is a great place to start. Take a look around at all the success that's happening. Make sure and watch the pinned videos. So I'm telling her what to do. So then here's the first 2-minute. Here's an overview of the company. And here's the promotion that's happening. Now, think how powerful this is. Yes.
So our world is for prospects.
It is prospects. Thank you for saying that.
Prospects only.
Yep. Well, you want to invite your teams to it,
Team.
right? Because they're going to be getting recognized within it from the upline, right? And I'm going to show you how to actually recognize somebody. So you can grab the badges we made for the recognition. Does that make sense? So and I'll show you how that's all done.
Now, when you went, tell us again, once you went to announcements, what was the next thing you did?
Okay. So after announcements, then you're going to go to, and we'll take time, you guys. We got till noon as long as you guys are okay. But go to announcements. Then the very first video, which by the way, I'm going to have this video done professionally. So it's going to be a much beautiful model than me, and it's going to be scripted out. All right. So we're going to put that in there so that it's inviting people to take a look at this group. That's your prospect. We want to tag them in there. This is good, okay, right now, and you can do it right now because we want to create this now, not later. Because the sooner we get more of us doing this, the sooner we have places to put our prospect. You follow me?
Okay, over the top already. Tagging, what does
I'm
tagging?
gonna show you that next. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing it up, but that's what I'm gonna show you. So we've added them, right? We add the person. And once we've added them, then we go to announcements. I'm just giving it to you in the steps. The third step is to tag them, which I'm going to show you how to do next, under the first pinned video. And you can see that I did here. See how her name's highlighted? That means that I tagged her to that post. So I'll show you how to do it, because there is a algorithm issue here that if you don't know how to do it, then you'll get frustrated.
And this
So-
is recorded, we can go back.
Yes. But you can write this part down because this is really, really critical to tag somebody, okay?
Dave, isn't there though a limit of how many we can do?
No.
Because Facebook.
How many you can add to the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me give you a rule of thumb. Don't do more than, somewhere between 5 and 10 people a day.
A day.
Yeah, don't, well, think of it this way, guys. It's like saying, I handed out 50 cards today. How are you gonna follow up with those 50 people, and be efficient with that, right? It's the same concept. So don't add more to the main, and honestly, guys, just get started. Just do 2 or 3 right now and just play with it and kind of get familiar with the process. And then you'll go from there. Does that make sense? Okay, so we tag them right here. See, somebody's doing it right now. I don't know who's doing it, but I tagged them. Now I'm going to tag my wife just so you guys can see. So here's what I do. Here's the rule of thumb. You've got to put the @ symbol in first, because that tells the algorithm to look for this individual. Oh, nice, JD. So that's funny. So you add right here. So I'm going to type Donna, my wife's name, and see how she's not coming up yet? There she is. So I kept typing, but with the @ symbol. Now watch when I click her name, the @ symbol is going to disappear. Now, rule of thumb. Back out their last name for privacy issues or cross recruiting issues.
So what's the app sign?
Okay, the reason you put the @ symbol in here is for the algorithm to say, go out and search my friends that I've added to this page so that I can find their name. And I'll do it one more time just to show you kind of how it works, because you got to understand how it works, because it populates these names of people when you start typing the name. but the at symbol's telling the algorithm, hey, look for this person as I'm typing their name out, and then it populates the name, and then, oh, there it is. Boom, I click the name and it disappears the at symbol. It's cautious. That makes sense. And that's something, an algorithm that Facebook did, it really kind of drove them nuts, but they did it, and it's to protect the individual. That's why they did it. And so, yeah, go ahead. No, I can tag them, but it will not show as a notification to them until they've accepted the invite. Yeah, it'll put them there, but you'll see it will change colors. It'll go from black to like a grayish color. Yeah.
They have to be on your.
Sorry, I'm colorblind, so I don't remember what color it is, but
You
something like
have
that.
to add it as a red for this to populate.
Correct. Remember the steps one more time. We're adding the people to the group. We're going to announcement. We're then coming to comments under the pinned video. Type the at symbol. Start typing their name next to it. And as soon as you see it populate, click the name. It puts them in there and erases the at symbol. The next rule is back out their last name, put a comma, and put some text with it, right? And I'm going to give you the text right here. You can use this one if you want, right, as the text. So when you go in there today, because we're all going to get everybody, make sure you're added to the page. Go ahead and copy this and put it in your notes on your phone or put it on your computer or do something so you can grab them really quick. And that's another training that I'll teach is just organizational so that you can click, boom, done. And I can be at the baseball game watching my son still. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it just is so nice. And then you can live your lifestyle still. So, okay. So now I put in my message. I did that. And if my wife has accepted the page, then she would get the notification that that's where I tagged her to. Follow me? And in my message, I just want to make sure that my message is kind of telling her what to do. And I always like to add to that message, and I didn't do it on this one, is I would have added one other thing, and it's, hey, Terry, I'm going to follow up with you. I'll follow up with you. So I'm letting her know I'm following up with you. And then I'm going to show you how to actually do that in a second.
So do you receive notification that they accepted that
Nope,
invitation?
Unfortunately not. I wish they would do that, but it doesn't. So, but that, again, the magic's in the follow-up. And that's part of my follow-up questions that I had on here is that one of them says, have you had a chance to watch the video yet? And have you gone through the group that I sent you? And if they come back and say, no, I haven't yet, then create some urgency. Well, when would you have a chance to do it? Because there's some really cool things I want you to see. Do you see what I'm saying? And just talk normal, like how you would talk. You don't have to talk like me or whatever. I'm just more like whatever.
So Dave, I've thought about going to different groups that are out there, like.
You missed that part, but don't go to groups and market this. But go to groups and friend people and comment and of like interests, right? And I did record this so you can go back and watch it.
Okay.
Okay? Nope, you're okay. I want questions. I don't want just me up here. This is supposed to be interactive. So does that make sense to everybody? Is that good? Okay? Yeah.
The message that since people are just seeing your page right now, that seeing what's going through, I want to tell them what message you're talking about that you're adding to the tag.
Oh, I'm going to do a recording training on it because I've done them already, but I have to change the company names and stuff. So, because I've done it for multiple companies. So I'll record one for RNetwork that will exactly show, and then it'll be in short tutorials on how to do this stuff. Because when you do it like that, then people can really understand it easier and they watch it over and over again. So I'll do that. Okay, so let's move on. So we put the comment, and everybody on the Zoom that's watching, the comment above where my name is Dave Dove, it says, Terry, welcome to our world. I think I already said that. And then I can do that same thing. Now, if I'm going to do 2 or 3, don't use the same exact verbiage. Change it up a little bit, make it more authentic, like you're really caring about the person, right? You are, but I'm just saying, be authentic about it. And make sure you use a little bit of emoji in there. It's just fun, it's attractive, and it makes it all fun, and then the algorithm helps. Okay?
One thing with emojis is you can put your emoji through messages that sound like a cry.
That's a great point.
You're adding emojis to it, so that way people Just like in a text message, when you send emojis, people can read if you're in a good mood or you're being sad, happy, whatever,
I love it.
thumbs up.
No, that's actually a great comment. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say is be that authentic person of where you're at, what you're thinking, how you're feeling. Those are good comments. Anybody else have a comment?
No, I was just gonna say, on adding and requesting people too, or you get requests and stuff, I mean, I'm pretty close to like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
But on every single one too, if you get a request, I make sure to double check their profile as well. If it's somebody that just made it or they haven't been on Facebook for very long,
Yep.
there are people out there that do try to get in and hack Facebook and hack accounts. You gotta just make sure that, I'm just saying.
No,
it
it's very-
protects yourself, it protects you if they have been on Facebook for only a couple months.
It's
And
true.
you've got 10 of the same pictures, more or less likely there.
It's always the profile picture.
Right.
Oh, and then it ends and there's nothing else on their post. You're like, ah, never mind.
Yeah.
Like if they don't have posts, for me, this is what I look for. I look at lifestyle. I look at, do they have family? What, yeah, and they could be individual too, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at different parts of their life. I'm prejudging them, but I'm making sure that somebody I want to add. Because they're gonna post and it's gonna be on my wall. I mean, or not on my wall, it's gonna be on my feed. And I don't want somebody that's gonna show nudity or that's gonna be anti-Christ, sorry, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that, and I don't want anything to do with any of that. So, and I don't do political on my posts. I don't do anything specific to religion. I might do that. I'm grateful for, the sacrifice of Christ or, whatever, but I'm not being specific. Does that make sense? And it's because I run my business there. And my Facebook is my business. And I don't look at Facebook as connecting with friends and family. I like to see my friends' stuff going on in my family, but in fact, I axe my family out as a follower. Most of them. Because they don't like my post. They don't comment on my post. And they're wasting my spot. That's how I look at it. So I can go catch up with them without being friends. I can just look at their feed and then leave and come over here. Right? So anyway, that's all they're trading. But anyway, makes sense? Got the flow down? Okay, awesome. So, okay, now I'm going to go to my profile because I want to show you, gotta get this out of the way. I want to show you just what I've done as far as setting up my profile. And this is really, really important, you guys, because this is your resume. And if a lot of people join companies and right here in the intro, they say, I'm an affiliate of Nu Skin. First of all, everything you're posting, they know that's what it has to do with.
Is this your personal?
This is my personal page. I put in, you can put in what they call profile photos that are just kind of like highlighted. And so Donna and I have our own website that I built is just kind of where people can go and learn about us and what we do and things like that. But we have photos in here of my kids, my grandkids, and so on, for my grandson. And then I manage pages. So there's a couple pages. One is my Donna and I's, and then I have one called Aspire Greatness, which is where I post a lot of positive and that kind of stuff. And then I'm self-employed. I am the CEO of Dave and Donna. And then people go, well, what does he do? Right? That's what we want.
But do you
And-
want all these people seeing your personal life? And
Absolutely.
everybody all your friends and family that post on it, they're seeing all of them?
Nope, they don't see it on this because whatever I post is the only thing seeing right here. The only thing that people will see is on there's two things. There's the wall, which is this, which is my profile. And then there's the feed, which is what everybody sees that your friends are posting. If they're friends, and there's a lot of little, nothing to get tied up in the weeds. But my point is whatever I post on my profile, my friends are gonna see that.
So you don't put all the jobs you've had over your history?
Nope. Heck no.
Okay.
So the wall is.
Because I will tell you, there's some no credibility in multiple jobs. I see people like 10 jobs and it's like, wow, okay, well, don't take me wrong. I don't mean that.
You're old.
I am old, man. I am old. So, and I studied at Snow College, played baseball and all that, but I don't need to put all that. Like I just went to college.
What study do you put graduate?
Well, that's actually put in there by Facebook. It's not me. I just said I went to college, no college. Self-employed again. I put a little intro here. I put some emojis with it. I'm a humanitarian entrepreneur. I always am learning, family. I'm into fitness, whatever, right? Highlight yourself, right? This is your resume. And then, except for jobs, a whole bunch of jobs. Just put yourself employed, because then people look out and go, well, what does he do? Or what is she doing? And then they reach out to you based on that.
So no mention about RNetwork or anything in there,
Nope, absolutely not. I wouldn't.
just
One thing
entrepreneur.
with network marketing too is if you say I used to work for New Skin, there's a lot of people here in Utah County that have a bad taste in their mouth
Right,
from New Skin.
exactly.
So they hear New Skin, they're like, oh, he was part of New Skin. They're
Good.
like a red flag and they don't even know anything about revvcard or anything.
Great
They're already
point.
judged you.
Great point.
Like my company name is Health and Wealth. Should I put that in there or?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Love it. You're the CEO, president, whatever. Yep, absolutely. Yep. And if you have a page, like a company page, go ahead and attach it. It's okay. They can go over and look at what you do. I mean, it's fine. But I like to have entrepreneur in there, you guys, because people, everybody wants to be, I think, one kind of, but at the same time, I mean, it just kind of like, it's very vague. What does that mean? And then up here, it's humanitarian entrepreneur. Well, what does that mean? Because the more money I make, the more I'm going to give. I mean, that's just how I am. And that's my motto. So, yeah.
So up there where it says Dave, it says home.
Yep.
Is this under Dave or is this under home?
Uh,
This page you're on.
this is my Facebook page.
So is that Dave?
That's me.
Click, no, at the top where it says Dave, you can click on it.
Oh, right here?
No, right over next to home and Dave and create at the very top blue line.
Oh, here.
Okay. So
Yes.
Is this the home page or the Dave page?
This is Dave. And then home would take me back to my feed, my news feed. Okay.
What are you drinking there?
That's called a protein shake.
Trying to sell it.
It looks like you're advertising.
No, he turned it so they can't
Nope.
see it.
Turned it, you can't see names. It just says, I love having a protein shake in the morning. I've been drinking one for 6 months that I just love, feeling like $1 million. It's plant-based and it's so yummy.
Good picture.
Attraction marketing.
Thank you.
Were you promoting that?
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, I sell everything.
Okay.
Everything I have for sale.
I guess I'm a little confused. I'm not promoting a business or products.
Well, you know that because you know I'm in a business. But if I'm out and I meet somebody on my photography group, by the way, I'm pointing at Linda because she asked this question. I went to a photography group, friended people, right? Commented, we talked about aperture in this photo and I post my own stuff in there. And then now this guy or gal is surfing my Facebook feed and sees, oh, what protein you drinking?
Yeah.
I didn't say the company name. I didn't say anything about that.
Yeah.
That's attraction marketing.
Because a lot of.
But I
people
have to
drink
do
protein.
20% of my postings got to be business related. They don't know that, but I'm just saying that's all you. If I go down my feed, watch, you won't see business. Now, I did a sleep. I read an article on sleep and how lack of sleep increases risk of death, may cause cancer, diabetes, strokes. I read that, so I was like, I'm going to share that. So I just put a little thing. How's your sleep going these days? How many hours of sleep do you get? I'm just asking questions. Now, I don't get a lot of comments on this kind of stuff, to be honest
How do
with
you
you.
get that in there?
It's a link. It's the website. I just post it, and then it automatically populates that. Yeah. Anything you ever share will do that. Yeah, just anything you ever share, like an actual website, because this isn't my business or anything. This is just a website I found in an article, and I posted it. And I haven't gotten a lot of stuff, but I did get a couple people. And this lady right here, she actually messaged me about it privately. She said, well, and it wasn't about that. She just messaged me and said, I get about 8 hours, and is that too much, do you think? I don't know. I have no idea if it is or not. Don't really care. But I say I get about 5 to 6 a day, and I hear about 6 is really, really good for you. But I get really good deep REM sleep. And she goes, well, what's that? And I said, oh, thanks for asking. ATM. You guys follow me? Okay, so now I haven't posted for a while. Okay, so here's another one.
For example, Dave, instead of, we would put up like your Cold Stone Creek, we take
Yep.
a selfie and hey, it's got 50% off using this cool app that I
And I
have.
can't wait to watch you do yourself, because it's gonna be so much fun.
So
No, I'm
it's
excited
not-
for
it's not
this.
in the shed, you know, that you do something like that, not showing the card, not showing the app necessarily.
You got it. I love it when the light goes off, because it did for me, you guys, and when it did, my business just skyrocketed.
So what's an ATM shake?
Add tag message shake. It's a dance. No, just kidding. But here's a post I just did about, I saw this on Pinterest. I'm a
Yeah, I
pinner.
like that.
So on Pinterest, and it made me think of my dad, right? So I came in, and it's all about storytelling, you guys. And I won't read the whole thing, but just to give you an example, this is just a little about my dad. My dad was my hero in life. He's now passed, but so every once in a while, something like that comes up, and I'll throw it in there, right? Tell a story about it. But guess what? I got 7 shares, 5 comments.
I shared it.
Now, if somebody shares it, their feed or they see it on their feed. And that's a beautiful thing. And so if I'm out friending, by the way, a rule of thumb is not to always just friend every single person that's in the same company. Because what good is that doing for you, right? So think of it like this. You want to be friends with those, but you want to be careful too. And I'm noticing lately I'm getting like 50 million of them from this company because I've been out there now. And so I am accepting them, and I'll probably end up starting another profile because I'll have to, right? And so, or I'll clean up some other family members. Just kidding. But you see what happens though. So, and I've been so darn busy, I haven't interacted as well, and that's a shame on me, or I'd probably have more comments, just so you know. This isn't typical of me. But there's another one, just positive quote. Love this quote. Good reminder. 9 shares, 9 comments. See how I've commented back to them? I've replied. You guys see that? A lot of them I've loved. I just loved it, liked it, and then replied. That creates interaction. That's why there's so many shares happening. I did one about my wife for her birthday. 72 comments. 148 likes. Just did a little quote and a selfie.
And do you know of most of these people that are making comments on this page?
Yeah, you're gonna get that, but I know by seeing them how many times I see them, and I know whether they're in my business or not, pretty much,
But they're.
but not always.
These are in your friendship.
Yep.
Okay, so these are
Yep.
all people you friended.
Yep.
Okay, it's not just going out.
But I've gone out to groups, created friendships. They're following me. They're not in my business. They start liking the stuff.
I'm not your friend, but it appears I can see most of your page. You have your privacy settings really low.
Thanks for bringing that up. I'm very, very transparent. I don't have any fear at all. People have a fear of people seeing your kids and your family. But you got to remember something is that they're going to get it anyway. If you post anything anywhere, the world has it. Don't kid yourself. I don't care if you're on a private thing or whatever, but I can Google every single one of you and probably find a photo of you. Guaranteed. So why would I not open up to the public and be transparent of who I really am? And guess what happens? But this is where you got to surf through the people who you're actually going to friend. And when yesterday it was a girl, well, it was a guy out of Africa, but this girl's trying to say, you like naked women on my private messenger. I was like, what the? This is like block. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. You just have to be careful if you have it out there open to the public. You are going to get friend requests. Just delete. My wife gets them all the time. I made her do it because I said, Donna, you got to be transparent so people see you and know who you are. Like she hates posting, hates it. I only do it because of business. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be on here. So.
I have a question. If a person is requesting to be your friend, can you directly send them our network stuff, or you
Don't do that.
Uh-huh.
Be human first.
that's just human always?
Always be human first. You always want to be a smarter second, but that doesn't mean not to send them anything or add and tag them to the page. It just means that you're taking it in steps, right? So it's like this, if you friended me and I go, hey, oh my gosh, what's your name?
Bruce,
Bruce, you're not gonna believe it, man. I'm making so much money over here at RNetwork.
yeah, open the.
And then it was like, whoa, block. It's called the NFL club, right? So we don't want that. So that's kind of what we're trying to avoid. So, you know, you can see some people like Marissa, obviously she liked it. This guy liked it. He's not my business. So then I comment, and then I can click his name like this. And then I can go over, or I can go right to Messenger, or I can go right to him. And then I can actually, I can go to him and see his profile. If I didn't know, like, I forgot who he was or whatever, I'm seeing what he's been up to. Oh, he's been down to St. George last weekend. That's gonna be my conversation with him. How was St. George, man? Did you have a lot of fun? What'd you go down there for? If I've talked in a while. If I haven't, say, hey, Mike, it's been a long time, man. What have you been up to? I saw you in St. George. How was St. George?
You PM them with information.
Yep, private message. Yep.
Dave, when I make a post, or if I see a post and it doesn't allow for the sharing, how do you make a post a share, not just comment?
So if you make a post, it's non-shareable.
Well, you get them all the time.
You can only say comment, but you can't share it.
You can't, and I mean, there are ways of doing it, yes, but I guess if what type of post is it? Is it like a link to something?
Well, if I saw a great quote like you found,
Gotcha.
and I want to share it,
Uh-huh.
how do I share it?
Okay, easy.
Got the 3 dots and then copy the link.
Yeah, you can copy the link through here if you want to by embedding.
Oh, really?
Yep. Or if I'm gonna, like, say this wasn't me, well, I'll just go here. Say this one here you liked, you just click it, and then just right click, save the image, right? And then what I would do is come up to the quote. If I liked what that person said, I might just, because I steal a lot of my stuff. I'm not creative all the time. So I just copy that and then go post it.
And post it and share.
Don't share it, just go post it sometimes. You know, you can share it if you want to, but I'm just saying, if you liked what I had and you didn't want to share it, but you want to make it your own kind of thing. I'm not saying you steal everybody's stuff all the time, and I don't, but I do steal a lot of my stuff and I retype a lot of different things into it just to create.
Could you comment on the difference between posting and sharing?
Yeah, so if you share this, you're gonna hit the share button if there is one, and then go share it to wherever.
It will show it came from them, but you share
It is, it's gonna show mine, but you're gonna be above it.
If it posted, it looks like it came from you.
That's correct. And if you go post it on your own,
Right click on the picture, you go up and copy the URL. and post.
yeah, you got it. You got it.
Click on the picture, copy the URL.
See like this?
Yeah, it's just.
So you just go right here, copy link, and then go repost it.
Okay.
Or if you're on your phone, you can click on it, it'll say view full size. Click on that and just hold the finger down on your screen and it'll save it, then go back to your phone.
There you go. Does that make sense?
Or screenshot.
How do you right click on your phone?
That's what I do every time.
You don't, you hold it down, copy on the screen.
Hold it down.
Once you do that, it copies it, then you just go post.
Okay.
Make sense?
But if you hit share on this, this is under Dave, but if you hit share on this, does it go back to home or,
If I hit Dave,
well, you're on the Dave.
I'm on Dave. If I go here, let me show you. Hit this, it's gonna go back to my feed.
So if I'm
Right.
on that and I hit share, it goes over to my Becky page, right?
Yes.
If I'm there and it goes over and saves it on my Becky page.
So if I hit share, it's gonna post it here.
Share wherever you want. Share it to group, share it to friends.
But if I say friends, it would go to my Becky page, right?
Yep.
So if you're on the Becky page and you hit share, where does it go?
Well, I'll go back and show you. It'd just be easier to show it to you.
Ask you when you want to share.
Exactly. So if I'm gonna share this, I click share and it says share to your story, that's a whole other thing. Share to Messenger as a private message to somebody.
Oh, okay.
Share it to my friend's to my friend's timeline, share it to a page, share it to a group, I can share it to different places.
It usually says share link or something.
No, it just gives you the options. Okay, does anyone have any questions about the profile side? Okay, so here, let me show you this. I'm just gonna grab,
Okay,
yeah,
you said that you might have to make a new profile. You have to make a new
no,
profile.
oh, you mean when I run out of space? I'll just ask some people out. Usually, or because I do have my own Aspire Greatness, I would probably put some verbiage in here that says, you know, I max out friends, follow me on Aspire Greatness. Because whatever I pretty much do here for the most part, other than this kind of stuff, I put over to my Aspire Greatness.
How often do you filter out your people?
About every 6 months, just kind of go, they actually have a program, and that can be complicated if you don't know enough about it, but there is a way to actually go through, see how many of your friends are engaging with you and who they are. And then you can
Just say on it, you could have to get average of like 20 people that you start, so you could have 5,000. If you're not engaging with the other ones that are there and stuff like that, it's just.
right.
So keeping it clean.
Yeah, just keep it clean, because I mean, remember, it's about quality, not quantity. I mean, 5,000 is great, but if it's not quality people, then what good is it?
You're
Right.
gonna have 100 engaging people for 5,000.
Absolutely, totally.
Dave, I was talking to somebody that was here yesterday, and they went through this process. They're really savvy,
Uh-huh.
and they made communication with somebody from California
Uh-huh.
and just interacted and everything. That he back in California was so excited that they communicated on the phone,
Mhm.
and he signed up in the company just based on just that short interaction, because they were both, you know, human
Yeah,
interaction, and
beautiful.
yeah.
That's
that was
awesome.
Really cool. I
That
thought,
is cool.
woohoo.
That is way
From
cool.
a stranger to an enrollee, someone in common wanting to,
That was my husband. And
Oh.
actually, you know what? He's engaged in a lot of conversations with what he's gonna have to do, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And so in that case, he actually said, I'd be praying for something like this.
That's awesome.
And so when they called, he just signed him up, he took them right through and said, let's just sign you up right now. And he took them.
That's awesome. I love hearing that, because that's something, that story is one that I would actually post on Rise Up as a team member, because you're sharing that success story that just happened. I would actually share it on here as a member, just saying, hey, I wanted to share with everybody, this happened to me yesterday. That's the kind of stuff we kind of want to post throughout here, or even share it on your own team page if you have a team group or something. Just those are great stories. Okay, so this Rise Up, just so you guys know, I just wanted to let everybody know, for those that don't know this, Rise Up is actually a team page, training page for the company, and also delivering information that is correct. So what gets posted here is from the horse's mouth, not from some person that thinks that they had a side conversation with Richard. You guys follow me with that? We are the bank, and we have to be careful, because it's regulated, of what's being delivered. So the reason that this is a closed group is people can find it, see who's in it, but not what's being posted, unless you're invited to the group. There's a purpose behind it, because in this is kind of an overall company team page. Look at it from that perspective. And then inside here, under the file section, I'm going to show you. We've got the PowerPoint in PDF for you. So you can put it on an iPad, you can put it on your phone, any type of device. We've got it, what we call a tear sheet, which I'll show you in a second if you haven't seen that. We've got it in Spanish. We have Trent Walker's profile. This is his resume off of LinkedIn. So if you wanted to read up on Trent, you can. We've got the Facebook page info PDF, which I'll show you. This is the ranks, give backs, etc. PDF. So it shows you what the ranks are. What this is, again, team related, not prospect. The compensation, which will be updated, by the way, sometime first of the week, to the actual comp plan and branding colors. Right now, we're using the temporary one that's in there, and it's got a couple things that aren't correct, obviously. So, okay, yeah.
Isn't that case sensitive though?
What the rise? Yes, it is.
Right, Jeff?
It is.
Is there a space? It looks like there's a space.
No, there's no space. It's between the R and that. Yeah, there's a little. It's no, actually. Yes, it is. I had to remember how we did it. So
R space.
R space R for rise, and then capital U P. All one word. Yep.
Oh, it's capital U, okay.
Yep.
Capital R.
So just so you know, once you get into the group, please add your teams to it. You want your teams to be added to this. And if it were me, I'd have, and I do, I have every single one of my people tagged to this, into this. And the reason for that is I want them to be updated regularly with training, with all that kind of stuff happening. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's go out of here and go to discussion. Again, this is just for, I was going to show you that. Oh, darn it. I'm sorry. I'll show you what we got in here. So this is the tear sheet. This is actually for a great PDF for doing one-on-one presentations. It's basically the presentation just in a PDF format, and it does fit on your phone perfectly. Has all the details in it like that, and then it goes down into with all the new branding of everything. And by the way, this is changing to these colors. So that will be changing, but anyway, this is all in here, comp plan, all that fun stuff, okay?
It doesn't print out very well. I've got it printed out and it would not print out on an 8.5 by 11 landscape.
We'll get it fixed.
Okay, just FYI.
And then this one's probably the most important real quick. And then I'll cover a couple more things. We'll help out, answer questions more. This one right here is just talking about each of the things, what they represent. And then here's your ranks, you guys. So you know what it is and you're ranking your people.
What does you mean by ranking?
Well,
Anybody?
ranking is anybody on your team, and I'm going to go there real quick so I can show you. Our world is where the ranking is happening, right? So all charter members, you want added to Rise Up, and then and you want them added to our world also so they can see their rankings. But any prospects go to our world. Just keep that in mind, not to the Rise Up. Okay. Once they join your team, there's two things that I would recommend that they do, and it's actually in the file section of the other one. Is step one, they've been added to our world already as a prospect, and then they join your team. And step two is to add them to Rise Up. Step three is to add them to or get them to go like the company corporate page. Does that make sense?
What's the name of that?
The corporate page, it's RNetwork corporate. That's just something you can find it, just searching it in the search bar up here at the top. Okay, that one's open to the public. Everybody can see it. And that's just so you can see updates and those kind of stuff all happening. Those are really the only 3 sites that you really need, other than if you have your own team pages and stuff like that. Okay.
So what's
Can I say?
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people don't know this, but if you go to where it says right post, add photos, live video and more,
Mm-hmm.
hit the more, and the drop down menu will come and it'll say pin to bookmarks or whatever it says. What does it say?
Add to file. Great doc.
No, it's the more above that.
Oh.
Yeah, there. It says pin to.
Oh, shortcuts. Yeah.
You want to do that because it'll put them all over there on your left.
See,
side.
they're over here.
They'll be there forever.
So you can find them faster that way. And well, I'm going to do a training on, just like I told you, if for those that are interested, on organizational
Yeah, that.
systems that help you so that you can be on the fly at your job or with your kids or family or whatever, and you need to do something, you can do it really fast. And I keep my scripts in my notes section on my phone. I have a file that's set separate for that. My scripts are there. I copy, paste, message, and then I change it up a little bit every time. Does that make sense? Okay.
So what is the ranking?
I'm gonna go there right now. So you go to, so here's what you're doing. You're gonna add your team member to, or your prospect to this, but let's just say you add your team to this because you want to help them rank, you want to help them recognize the rank, right? Because we want to make sure we do that. And by the way, until the back office is completed, you won't know whether they have their 10 in the pen, if they have their me and 3, all that, right? You don't really know that. So I just ask my people, my personal people, I just say, hey, do you have your first 3 people? If you didn't already know. And then if they say, yes, I do, I have my 10, great. Well, they have their me and 3 and they have their 10. So now I can post 2 different posts about it and rank and recognize them. Does that make sense? So here's this on the me and 3. We're just doing just the badge, just the announcement badge. We're not doing a picture and the badge on the me and 3s only. Okay, so you're just going to put in here, please help me congratulate Brian Cassie, who's on his way to his 10, currently has 5 personally enrolled. That's awesome. This is great. And so now you put that in there, you put the comment, and then you upload the photo. And you're saying, where do I get the photo from? Photos are in the photos section. So go in there, and I would take every one of those photos and save them to your phone. So you just have them. And that way, when you're on the fly and you want to acknowledge somebody, you can do it right off your phone or your computer, whichever you prefer to do. But just save all the ranking badges to your device. Make sense? So that's how you do that. And then if you see somebody down here that ranked up and hit something more, let's see. That's funny. Okay, so then you come down here. Here's Club 100. Again, the only one we want a picture of the person is on the pen, the 10 of the pen. It's okay. It's okay if you didn't do that. Don't worry. You guys, we're just getting started. We're not going to like out you out of the group because of this, but we want to try to get some congruency. And again, it's just explaining this to you guys so you can kind of get it out to everybody else.
Make sure you like the picture, otherwise you will after.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that again.
I said, make sure you like the picture so it doesn't kick you.
There's my girl right there.
That's awesome. So here's an example. This is nothing wrong with this. You could do it this way if you wanted. Again, we don't, honestly, it didn't really matter. We're just trying to get people engaging and doing it. And then the more we get in here, guys, the more social proof we have, right? Remember, these are prospects that are coming in here. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. Yeah.
And the 10 is obviously personal, but the club 100 and 500, are those personal or is that your team?
So it's just your team because we don't know.
You don't want to necessarily do 500 personal.
Correct. Yeah. Well,
No.
I would.
I mean,
But-
it's not, you know.
But yes, you're right, though.
We want to help
Absolutely.
everybody else get paid.
We don't want to stress anybody out.
We want to help everybody. get paid.
Let's just get 10 and be happy with that for right now. But
So why would you do 500 personal instead of?
You wouldn't.
you're not. She was
She's kidding.
just kidding, joking around. So anything that's Club 100 or above is total in your group, and you can see that at the top. So let your upline know, hey, I have 500 people in my group, because they don't know that right now. They will know that eventually, and then you'll also know if you saw the picture of the app. It actually has a circle like this, and it's like a pie. And it shows how much you're saving, how many people, how much, you know what I mean? It's got all of it. So it's gonna be great. Like you'll be able to actually do that. And it does that for each individual person that you personally sponsor. So you get to see how much, what was your name? Becky, how much Becky has saved this month through the network. Does that make sense? So now I gotta go and highlight Becky if she's my personal, and I'm gonna say Becky has saved $10,000, whatever.
Sign me up for that.
Sign me up, right? Now I can go post that in here as social proof of saving. Make sense? So we're gonna change this at the top once I actually just need to add it, not change it. but it'll say savings. Our savings, okay? Because that'll be a rank of, kind of a rank, not really, but that's a recognition.
What do you do with somebody who wants to do the business, but they don't want to do Facebook?
It's okay, just build it. Hey, I'm not telling you that this is the only way. We already know it's not. The future is technology, but that doesn't mean that you can't build this any other way, because you can. And you can share it with your friends and family and anybody outside and do it just the same way.
Ultimately, this business is a person-to-person
Right.
relationship. They're joining you because they know, like, and trust you.
That's right. You got it. So again, don't stop talking to friends and family just because you do this. I think we owe it to our friends and family to at least share it. And then if they say no, then, whatever. And then just move on, right?
And I have a simple way that I've been using to share with family.
Yeah.
80 to 90%.
That's incredible close if you've got that kind of close on. That's awesome.
You need to get the class.
Okay, so do I share?
So what I would do here, so let me tell you this real quick, because I want you to do this. Because of that right there, you need to go post that right now on Rise Up. And you need to say, I've been having this success doing this. And this is a great example of what we're asking for everybody to get engaged with. When you have a success with something that nobody's knowing about, go share it. Don't be greedy, because that's just going to build this more, and that's going to build your entire matrix. So share that. If you're putting in, like you were saying yesterday,
I've shared, in fact, I did it just.
on Rise Up.
No, I didn't do it on Rise Up, but I emailed my whole team.
That's beautiful. I know you're not greedy. I'm just saying.
Step by step what I did and the results that I got, and I never saw it.
Let me just help you on that right now. That's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Email is going away. You will not have email in the next 5 years. I promise you that. It's going away. And the technology is proving that it's going away. But please share it, but then please share it on Rise Up, because that is something that you guys, that's value. That's huge value. And that's the type of stuff we really want everybody sharing.
Well, I'll also be doing it. I do, before I went overseas for a couple of weeks, I was doing training every morning on Zoom for my team.
Awesome.
At 11 o'clock in the morning, and overview.
Awesome.
Intro at 4 p.m. So every day. So, and I'll start that again on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'll be training on that specifically. So.
That's awesome. You guys, that's the kind of stuff we need to put up. If you don't mind, I want to please post it in Rise Up though, because I would love everybody to hear it. And if everybody wants to hear it, we can do that right now. But we're on a time limit just because I want to get you out with your families today. And I want to answer any questions that we can answer while we're here. So do you want to share it real quick?
Yeah, real quick, I just text
Tell them
people
what you
that I
told
have
us.
some kind of a relationship, preferably business relationship, but I've also used it with family and stuff. But I just, a quick text to say, hey, I've got something to share with you that I think will really help you to move forward. And just that simple, when can I talk to you tomorrow? What's a good time, and then they respond and give me a time that they're available to talk for a few minutes. And then I just give them about a 3-minute overview of what they're doing, and then specifically how it benefits them and how it's the urgency in getting involved now. And then I say, I'll send you an email with links so you can get some more information. And then I'll also send you if you want, I'll send you my link to register.
Beautiful.
Usually about 20% or so will go, well, send me the link right now. I want to do it, so.
That's awesome.
And then the others will look at the information, and then because I've stressed that it's urgent that you get involved now because of what's coming, most of them look at the information and within a day or so, they say, give me your link. I didn't get your link yet.
That's awesome.
So it's been very, very, very successful.
Please share that on Rise Up, because I think that's huge value, you guys. I mean, again, social media is not the only way. We know that. So.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
you didn't know this, but at 12, all the women in here are taking the men out for Father's Day, so.
Oh, well, then we'll take all the time in the world to get to 12. All right, guys, real quick. Has everybody gone on and tried to get on this page? Like, has everybody done that? We'll make sure that we accept you.
I tried to find how I can buy my ticket for the 20th.
Oh,
I
On the Facebook page,
let me show you real quick.
the company page, right?
Yep, that's actually going to change in the near future, but you guys, it's called Our Corporate. Sorry, the Wi-Fi is a little slow. It's really easy. Just go to events and just go right here.
Was right there.
And just click in here, right? You can find tickets right here by going to Eventbrite, or you can, I think, come down here.
I expected something more broadcasted than that little thing down there, so I probably saw. that.
This?
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, it's just under events. You just have to go to events.
Yeah, I did.
Let me explain one thing, you guys. The website that's coming, the replicated site, which is coming out next weekend, on the replicated site will be an events tab. So it won't be this difficult all the time. Right now, I'm just trying to get it to you. And we did it in different ways. Here, we have a link to the actual Eventbrite that you can get, which I posted in Rise Up. So if you're not belonging to that, I also posted it there. So we've got it in different places. But here very shortly, we'll have it in a place where you just know every event's there. Does that make sense? But just that's why you want to come into our network corporate, like the page. And how many have done that in here so far? Please raise your hand if you have.
What does the light have to do with it?
I'm going to show you.
Okay. I.
Okay. Does anybody have it that actually has on your phone right now? You can go there
I have on mine. It's come up.
to our network. Yep. So yeah, you already like it. Click that or click that. Yeah. So see that little message at the top that says message, send message?
Yeah.
So click that. So if you click the message, see how this just said right here? Jennifer Peterson, just click get started. So now click get started. And that's called a bot. It's a message bot.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. And what that's for is our company, it's free for us. Well, not necessarily we're paying for the bot, but as a company, we can do mass messaging to you when there's a live happening that the company's doing, announcements, things like that. We won't pound you, but you'll get notified when things are coming up.
If we hit like, it'll come.
You have to
on-
hit like
It comes on our phone.
and then click send message. I'll show you here. So when I hit send message, I'm going to do a test just to show you how it works. So when I click that, oh, where's my, that's weird. No, that's not it. Anyway, when you click this, see how JD did it and then get started?
It started with what though?
Well, so get started, what get started is, it's just, all you're doing is you just want to receive messages. That's all. From the company. You want to be notified when something's happening. That's what you're doing. You're opting into something. Does that
On
make
my
sense?
phone.
Yeah, on your phone or computer. Either way. But once you click this, the messenger pops up and it'll say get started. So hit get started. And then that just opts you in. And by the way, in the messenger, if I can get it to populate, I wanted to show you. When you click this, why is my messenger not pulling up? Let me see. When I click that, come on. Our Wi-Fi is really, really slow. I'll have to do it a different way. Tell you what, I'm gonna do it on my phone real quick to show you. So, is it sold out?
Yeah, it says so.
That means we've hit 500.
They keep changing locations, so we're.
We're not changing locations again, I promise you.
Okay.
that.
So it's in Provo?
It's in Pro One Center.
Okay,
They
that's what I
don't
said.
say that.
We're not. Period. It's standing room only. That's ask for Richard. That's how it is.
Why don't they go to
What
Salt
time
Lake?
was it yesterday?
What?
Why don't they go to Salt
They
Lake?
tried.
There's no way to change. You can't keep changing it. We're not gonna change the location.
That's a
So
week
it's in
away.
Center Street right here. It's in a convention hall. You may end up having to stand if you, I mean, you get in, don't worry about that. I'm just saying, but we needed to have a tally for tickets so we know how big to go. Yeah, if we didn't do this event right, on this go around, we would be in a world of hurt because we only had 300 seats in the first place. And they were maxed out within hours. So we already know that we need a bigger
So
place.
if we don't get a ticket, we can still come, right?
Yeah, just come. We're not gonna kick you out.
This increases.
It would, I can't, but that's not gonna make any difference, but we definitely will increase it today when I'm done here. But my point is don't not come because you want a ticket. I know we put it out there because we wanted a tally of who comes. We also wanted to tally how many were coming, so we could have a big enough place for you. So that's the bottom line. What's that? Okay, yeah, we're not changing our locations, no way. How big does it go? 5 something? It goes up to 6? The place that you want?
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
Southtown Expo, you can go to 1,000.
you can't get, I can't get it.
Yeah, again, I'm just telling you, we're 1 week away from this.
I'm not
And we got people flying in, and it's gonna be a standing room if we need to. It'll be standing room, unfortunately. For
What
some.
time will the doors open?
Sleeping overnight there.
Well, bring your ticket, because we'll be scanning them.
We don't have tickets.
On the
If
phone.
you will, because I'm gonna increase it to 600 when we're done. So you can go on and get some tickets, but if you don't, we'll let you in. It's not, we're not gonna let you in. Don't worry.
If you have a ticket, does that mean you have a chair,
You're guaranteed in if you get a ticket, yes.
but a chair?
But you're gonna get it.
Bring your own chair.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I promise you, we're not going to kick you out. I promise you that. So anyway, when you click the messenger right here, it brings up the bot, and in the bot, it's a great location because it's got meet the creators. It's got links and stuff that come up at the bottom of the bot. So anyway, it's kind of cool. Anyway, so make sure you like the page.
So is it at 10 next week?
It's at 10 to noon. Yeah, 10 to noon. And Richard's gonna do a comp plan training to specifically break down the comp plan. And then they're launching the back office, or not back office, they're launching the replicated sites and they're launching the web portal. And by the way, it's a web portal, not an app. Make sure
It's
that's
not an
clear.
app. Okay.
Just don't confuse it. It's web portal, but I can promise you that when you get it and you go to your browser on your phone, you can actually save that as an app to your desktop or your phone. So now we'll show you how to do it.
Interesting, so we're looking at this thing and mine shows, learn about revvcard at the bottom, you click on it and it gives me all this info, but these guys don't. Do you know
Yeah,
why
so,
does that?
yeah, so
Mine
see
does
what
it
you have to
right.
do is you gotta kind of that little thing to slide it out. Because Yep.
Oh, thank you.
that's my only frustrating part about that bot.
Mine was just a big screen, so it showed it, hers
Yeah.
didn't, that's why.
Okay,
To get there, you click on the word.
let's see.
On the send message. And then
So
send
once you send this message, it'll populate up.
It'll give you a thing and then you'll.
Just do it right now.
Just, yeah.
Just do it right
And then
now.
it sends you.
Go to Facebook. I'll help you do it.
What do we say on the send us?
You don't say anything. So if you pull this up, that little bar,
Yeah, okay.
those are links.
Oh, okay.
Now you're opted in, so now that when they send you a message from the company, it's gonna pop up in Messenger that you have a message from the company. So you know how we do the Zooms and stuff, you guys, the corporate Zooms? Any training, any Zoom will be populated through that Messenger as a message out to the field along with email. So we'll be doing all of that to update you on what's going on. Make sense? Okay, so let's answer questions about ATMing. If you have any, I just want to make sure we got everybody okay there. Anything else I can help with?
Mine's not I had a question, but then when I was looking at the tear sheet, I started reading closely and I don't know if anyone else had this worry, but I just thought in case you hadn't seen it, because I was like, oh yeah, we started a new bank and everyone put your money in it and oops, it's gone. You know, I started to get nervous about that, but it says down there that it's a decentralized way to bank. It's not a new bank.
Correct.
They've operated for years. It's just an expansion. So
And by the way,
anyway, that made me feel.
thank you
much
for
more
bringing that up.
relieved.
because by the way, I'm actually changing that, because in the PowerPoint, I'm sorry, they've been pounding me a bunch of stuff to help them out with things, and I'm changing that to start out at the top as this is not a new bank.
Yeah.
Right, it's gonna say that so that you can kind of.
Because it sounds great, and then you go into the, hey, we're gonna have our own bank, and
Yeah.
you're like, ooh, suddenly we're.
You put in there that it's international too.
Yes,
That's a concern, people are like, oh, that's
Thank you
big
for
for
that.
the US, and I was like, oh crap.
Does it have
Yeah.
countries posted on there somewhere?
it does. It does, yeah, on the one top, the second box says open in over 80 countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it lists them all.
It doesn't list them, it's too much, it's too small to do that.
Oh.
The tear sheet that I was showing you, it's a small tear sheet that you can use on a device. I used it in a previous venture, and it's really duplicatable because anybody can do it. You can look at it and go, so we're based out of Provo, you know, these are the creators, boom, 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 talk about them. That's why you want to educate yourself on the creators. We're open in 80 plus countries. And if you save more than you pay, would you continue to pay? Yes. Well, let me tell you how that works. And then you go to the shopping network. I mean, literally, you can do it, and it's so easy. And in a home meeting, you print them, you hand them out, and we'll get it fixed. So it looks
The
good.
colors look
Hey,
wonderful.
let me just say this, guys. I'm not a graphic artist, and I'm not a perfectionist that way. I am a doer, I get it done. Like, that's just how I've always been. Sometimes I might have a mistake or whatever, and I'm open to feedback. So if something comes in, like yesterday, I had the lady say, hey, it says baking, not baking. Well, it's so small, I mean, I missed it. So, I mean, I'm human. So I fixed it, I re-uploaded the revision of it, and so it's good now, but I'm open to ideas.
When will we know when the portal opens, what our merchants? will
As
that be
soon as
the
you get it on
22nd?
Saturday, you'll
Yes.
be able to log in
Perfect.
and see them. Yep. It'll be really cool.
Just how to get to it on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll do a training. That's what, so just to understand, we're having a video made that you can use to share to get people excited. Just like the 2-minute one, it's gonna be something similar, but for just the shopping network. Then we're gonna have an entire video done that does all of it. And that's coming too. And I just help sit down and just go through all that. That's kind of one of my fortes is that part. I'm not the graphic guy, but I can help out that part. I didn't say. Okay, so ATM, everybody understands it, right? Everybody gets the idea. Social proof, that's kind of the idea. Please start adding your prospects. Please start, adding prospects to our world so they can see what's all this activity that's taking place. That social proof is so strong. And this is what we want to end on, is the follow-up. Okay, so the follow-up is really, really critical, and the follow-up works like this. Now, you've added them to the page or to the group, you've tagged them in the top video, you've kind of told them to take a look around, and you would follow up with them. So you've already let them know that. So now the follow-up starts, and you can either do it through text, or you could actually just do it through Messenger, however you would prefer to do the follow-up, okay? If you get this down, you guys, your conversion rate will be phenomenal if you get this process down.
So give us an idea, Dave, what, the organizations that you use this with. What kind of production, what kind of enrollments have you seen with you and your team? And over what period of time?
Absolutely. So let me switch it back to my thing here for the people online. And then we're going to go down here to my scripts, which are not very great on here. And I apologize because I wasn't timed to finish this. So this is kind of the idea. Hey, John, did you get a chance to look through some of the testimonials? This is actually going to say, I got to change it to this particular, and you can do that. But have you had a chance to look through some of the success that people are having? Watch the video that I tagged you in, something to that nature. And he says, no. I say, okay, when do you think you'll have a chance to do that? Great. Do you have any questions? Can you see how our network is making a difference in people's lives already? Because they don't know if like rank up 100, they don't grasp that. Like they don't know, right? If they're making money, if they're not making money, you know what I mean? They don't have a clue at this point. So again, just keeping it somewhat basic. So would you like me to help you get started and take advantage of some of the great promotions that are running right now? The promotion right now is what? 38 bucks. So that's our promotion. So that's kind of what we're referring to. And then the second follow-up, if you get crickets over here, right? Because you might get crickets on your first follow-up message when you message them to follow up. Now, I'm not saying not to call them either. I mean, that's another option, depending on if you're friends with them like that. But you follow up and say this, and if you get crickets and they never answer any of it because you can't get to this, then your second follow-up would move to this. If they don't respond to your first follow-up, then it's, hey, just checking in. I obviously don't want to feel like I'm bugging you with checking in and hearing back from you. So I just want to make sure that I'm not bugging you, right? You just kind of like that type of thing. I'd love to help you on your own mental wellness. This is for a mental wellness company, but I'd like to help you on your way with our network because it's really exciting, that type of thing, and then so on. So I just didn't want the conversation to fall through the cracks. Just let me know. Hope you're having an amazing day. Again, that's just a follow-up, right? And I'm going to show you a trick to your follow-ups with Messenger that's really strong. And I'll show that here in just a sec. It's one of my favorite tools. Third follow-up is if they don't respond to your second one, then hey, hope it was okay. You're just going, hey, what's going on? So I've left a couple messages. I haven't heard back from you. Don't want to feel like I'm bugging you. So I'm going to cross you off my list from now. And I tell that to them that reason because I'm going to put in a reminder in a minute and I'll show you that. Yes.
What's the timeline for this?
So
Every day?
Thank you for asking that. It's a great question because I've added them to the page. I've tagged them in the video, and then I would probably give them a few hours and do a follow-up with them. Don't go days. Don't go days if you can help not going days. And it goes back to the first thing we talked about is not adding too many prospects.
And is that adding them to Rise Up?
Our World. Rise Up is only company related.
So adding them to Our World?
Our World is your ATM
and then
page.
tag them in the opportunity.
Yep, you got it. Or tag them in the top video that explains what the page is about because it tells them to look at all those videos. And that video is me right now, but I'm actually having it done and hopefully I'll have that done soon so I can post it in there and get my face off of there. Okay, so make sense? Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't have to be my video. You could even just text, you could add them to the 2-minute video and in the comments there, you could say, hey, watch this. I'll follow up with you. Make sure you watch the video below this one of the opportunity, overall opportunity, and I'll follow up with you, that type of thing. Okay, make sense? Are we going good? All right, is everybody hot? It's getting warm, isn't it? Is that air over there? Can you just like hit that? Okay, so now we've done our follow-ups. The timing could be the first one, obviously, a few hours, maybe a day at the most, different from the time you add and tag them. And then as soon as you do the first one, give them a day, another day, a third day. Okay? Don't pound them to death because then they will NFL you. Okay? Does that make sense on that? Okay, so now let me get out of here. I'm going to do one thing real quick to show you on my phone how this works. I'll put my phone on the screen so you can all see it. Stop sharing this for just a second. And I got to turn on my phone share. Hold on one second. Okay.
So you can do phone share to your screen?
I can, yeah.
Do we have to have something to do that? Or?
If you want to do that. But
It's just
Oh,
Zoom, isn't it?
yeah, no, you have to have it's called Reflector. And it allows you to, sorry guys, I'm caught here on this and I can't see what I'm doing here. Let's see, I'm just gonna do my desktop so then I can just show everybody everything for right now. There we go. Can everybody see that okay? All right. So here's Messenger, right here, right? So here's my messaging. And I'm gonna go back to Jeremy just so that we can use this as a example again of the coolest tool that you have to remind you to do your follow-up. Okay, so click these dots right here, those 4 dots. If you click them, up comes all these different things, and there's a reminder right here. And if I click reminder, I can set a reminder to populate a message for me and for Jeremy to let Jeremy know I'm going to follow up with him.
Okay,
How
say
powerful
that
is that?
Say that again.
Okay, this is the coolest technology ever. I love this stuff.
Where is the reminder?
Okay,
Dave, say
yes.
that again.
Okay, so I'm going to back up so everybody can see it.
Is this on a computer too?
It is.
No, it's on our phone, right?
It's on both. But on a phone, I don't know, on a phone, on a computer, I think you've got to go and you've got to click in here and then set the reminder. It is on a computer because I've
So
done
we
it.
go to Messenger,
So go to Messenger first. You open up your Messenger.
then when we.
Then these 4 dots right here, you just click that. And then here's a reminder button right inside here. You might have to scroll it.
What if we don't see the 4 dots?
Then you need a new phone.
Then you go up.
Just kidding. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, no, you gotta go out. So just go like to a message. Say you're gonna do Darwin. So we're gonna message Darwin.
Oh, no, no, okay.
It's when you're privately messaging an individual. That's what this is.
Okay.
So if you're on your phone, go to your private messenger and go to somebody in your team or somebody you just set this on, or a family member or somebody that doesn't care.
This is on your phone.
I want you to walk through with me because this is really, really powerful. And think of this way, you guys. I'm at a point now where I wake up every day to probably about over 100 people requesting information from me, leads for different things, not just my mental wellness stuff, also for this, for other things that I'm doing. And so, I have, how do I like follow up and remind myself of everything, right? Like, it's crazy. But I want to remind myself that I got to follow up with them, number one, and I want them to know also that I'm going to follow up with them. So when I say one of these follow-up questions here, right, that I'm going to follow up with you, or hey, I didn't hear from you, then I'm going to set another alarm in here for myself to actually do the follow-up. Does that make sense? So I'm going to go ahead and click it, and I'll show you how it's done. So you click reminder, continue, and I'm going to type in here, follow up with Jeremy, right? And I can put about whatever, doesn't matter, okay? Then I can change the time. I'm gonna follow up today just in about a minute, just so that you can kind of see how it goes. So I'm gonna change it, the time right now is 11:02, so I wanna change it to 11:05. And I can go more options. I can hit an alert. So I can actually say, do it 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, whatever, right? I'm not gonna do that since we're just doing it as a trial. I can put an end time in if I want. I can go back. There it is. So I'm gonna hit create. Watch what happens. Boom, sends him the message that I'm gonna follow up with Jeremy and shows me going. Now, if they're really interactive with you, they click and say they're going, and that's great if they do that, right? If they don't, then I don't worry about it anyway. It doesn't make any difference to me, because what it's gonna do is gonna populate a message that I do not open it. Remember what I told you in the morning? I put mine on airplane mode. So when I first turn on about 11 o'clock, that's typically when I try to turn on get on and start doing stuff. Depends on the day, but that's kind of my time frame. When I turn it on, then I start going through them, but I don't, as soon as you open it, you just took out the alarm now. You took off the notification, and you want to be able to be reminded of that, right? So don't open them if you're not ready to talk yet. Does that make sense? So that's what I do, is that type of thing, and then it'll go off here in a minute so you can see it. So I'm gonna populate out. So actually, let me just, I'll go back and answer them another day. But okay, so I'm gonna pop out so you can see it. It'll pop up here in a minute because I just set it for in just about another minute. So you'll see it. So now it's gonna remind me of what to do there and get back. So I might wake up and there's 40 of those. for that day. Now, I try not to overdo myself like that on follow-ups. Because I don't want to sit, now I might wake up to 30 or 40 or whatever. And then I might go through some today and then some tomorrow, and I do them by date. So I don't get overwhelmed. I just don't want to be that way, right? So we'll watch for it to populate here in just a second. It's going to be here another probably 60 seconds or so. So anyway, does that make sense? How to do that? Isn't that cool though? Like the follow-up? And I do that for everything, you guys. I do it for, you know, when I'm here working at corporate, if there's something I got to get done by a certain time and it's for somebody that I have on Friends, then I'll actually set the alarm for myself for that. Otherwise, I'll just put it in my normal calendar and I'll remind me to follow up. Yeah.
Just in talking about what you're doing
Oh.
that works. What Jeremy said the other day really got me thinking of a nice, quick, easy way. He said, you know, he's talking to people, are you looking or could you use some more money in your life?
Mhm.
And then you say, if your answer is yes, what are your prospects? That was a big one. What are your prospects? It's such an all-encompassing word, and do that. And it's, you know, if you don't have, and then if you don't have any good prospects, I would love to talk to you to see if what I'm doing would work.
Beautiful.
And something that way, because it really lets them take on, I do need more money and don't have a good prospect. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And it just lets them come to you, which they're already open,
Mhm.
and you know they've already answered the question, they need more money, to kind of, I'll post something like that too, but that was from Jeremy, got me really
I
thinking
love
about
that.
how to do it.
I love that. That's perfect. See how it notified me? So it came up already. So I've got it. So if I've got all these others, I might start off with whatever. Like if I have one, like a lot of times what I do, you guys, is if I know that they're a hot prospect, meaning that they're really hot, meaning that these guys are really jazzed, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. Like I probably wouldn't set an alarm. I call them back in an hour and say, hey, you ready to get started? But if there's somebody that I met online, I don't really know them, and they want a little of that social proof, it takes a little bit of a stair-step process to get them into the funnel, making sense? Everything's a funnel, right? So we're prospecting and then we're just funneling them into what we call a close. Once we do that, then what's happening is we start setting reminders for ourselves to get back to those prospects that we don't really know that well, that we friended on Facebook. Make sense? So otherwise, you probably have Jeremy's phone number. Hey, you ready to get started? Right? That's kind of what I probably do with somebody like Jeremy if I do in person. Right? Make sense? So you can kind of see that. So now I can open it up and it's all good to go. And obviously he's probably going, what the heck are you doing with me today? But that kind of gives you the idea of how to actually follow up as far as that goes. Okay? With the ATM. So does anybody have any questions at this point? No? Is that good?
Yeah.
Remember, add tag message, that's what it stands for.
I'm like, is it
She's like, what is that?
at the moment,
I'm not
all
gonna-
the kids slang, I'm like, okay, it's another one, I'm not, you know.
I'm not going to tell you to go Google this because it's not good. So I've actually had people say, you actually have that on your shirt? I'm
I
like,
figured it wasn't the
like
actual money.
ATM, like the money machine, you know, they're like, or I actually bought this shirt from one of my mentors because this is his system that I've learned this through. And he's a 7-figure earner, so he has his own swag. And so I bought the shirt from him, but everywhere I go, it actually gravitates people. They're like, what is that? And I go, oh, it's my business. What's your business? Thanks for asking. Well, since you're asking, let me tell you. So it's that kind of stuff that you can do. And we'll have swag here that I'm working on. So, okay. Yes, actually, you know what it's going to be? You want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn off the light first.
How soon will that be?
So, it's going to be pretty quick.
Is that like days, weeks, months?
I'm not acting like I know a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just telling you I know a couple things, but okay, I'm gonna actually end the meeting, you guys, for out there. Hope you got some great value out of this.
They didn't share the results. But you're getting the results that you've got.
The results.
So how long you
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you. So, I'm not gonna show you my interior tracking system showing names. But I will say this, is that right now in my company that we have right now that is still paying residually on an every month basis, we're somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10,000 people into that group. And in the last 2 years,
You're saying that's your downline?
yes, actively customers, and 80% of it's customer based, which is really, really strong. So that's a really good sign. Company wide, they're sitting at about almost 20,000, so we're about 50% of the business right now. So, and
Most of it, you feel like it's come from
80% of what I've done has been on Facebook. And I've got other stuff we can go into, but what's that?
You taught your team to do the same.
I did.
So you feel like.
Yeah. And I know this was a little sketchy because I didn't have it set for this business, and I apologize for that. So I'm going to record an actual presentation on it, but I'll do it because I have it upstairs on the other computer, and I didn't get to this computer. So, but I'll get it to where I can put it out to you. It's addressed specifically to our network.
And that'll be on the R Rhizome.
Yes, correct. Yep.
So
Is everybody?
How many people do you think you personally recruited in your other company through this?
I personally have about 100 and probably 20 people personally I brought in. Bunch of customers, but those are actual builders. This is going to be a lot different. This is actually going to be really, really easy, and already is. It's funny because I actually did a post for the other company, and I got on the chat and I looked at his profile and he's into Bitcoin. So I shifted. Had nothing, but my post had nothing to do with the other company. It just was, again, turning it into a lead. So I said, well, how long have you been doing Bitcoin? And again, it's being human and conversation and building that rapport to where I don't need my family and friends to build this. And I honestly, you guys, I have not brought one person, not one, from my other company. Not one. And I'm not killing it at all in this, but you know, we have our 10 of the pen twice and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying I will. I've just been busy getting stuff going for the trainings aspect. So, but my point is, once I put my system in place, which everybody should have a system of some sort, and I'll do another training another day for you guys if you want, that is on advertising, and it's amazing.
Do you run Facebook ads?
I do right now, and but there is a it's not just running an ad. Like you gotta have something that you're giving to get something, right? And so I created in my other ventures a free guide on mental wellness, in the mental wellness one, and in a financial one I provided a financial document that gave him some financial advice that I stole from somebody else. So, I mean, I made it my own. I didn't steal it, but I'm just saying, and I have it professionally done and all that kind of stuff. So in this, I'll do the exact same thing. Now, I'm actually going to probably create something here that's just generic that we all can give away, and it just looks like it's you. So
Even ebooks and stuff like that to help catch attention.
Yep.
On that, so.
it's beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ebook could be some sort of training that you're offering. You're personally training about something. Remember, traction marketing, you guys, is you become like almost a coach in a sense, and you're coaching in different aspects. And part of my Aspire Greatness, which I have not really launched off that well, is going to be based on mentoring. It's going to be based on health and wellness. Why would I do all that? You know, because I have different funnels, different buckets that and one's going to be on saving money and how you can save money, and how you can help pay back and give back to the public and that kind of stuff. So,
Can we schedule that for advertising 2 weeks from today?
might be a little bit fast, but I'll try.
29?
Let's get through this next week, and then I'll schedule something for sure. I'm happy to do it.
So we have to realize that it's really here, it's different than anywhere else. 10 of the pen.
Yep.
10 of the pen, 10 of the pen, 10 of the pen, 10 of the pen.
Yep.
And so if we can learn this and get our 10 with 10.
Awesome.
Good stuff, right?
I really believe if you implement the ATM, if you're struggling at all in getting people in, the ATM is the magic. Because all you're doing is by going to our world is you're getting that social proof that they need. They don't believe you anymore. You've done 10 different businesses in Utah. That, I mean, I'm just being frank with you, because I personally, when was Divvy? We'll use Divvy as an example.
2 years ago.
2016.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Yeah. I grew that in about probably 90 days to 15,000 people. And I brought them from a lot of my other venture, which shame on me, because it's really not the ultimate, that's really not the right way to do it ethically. But I did it, and it was all hype. And I told myself I will never do it again. I'll never put myself in that position again. And it took me in the other venture that I'm in right now, being paid, that seriously is 80% come from Facebook. And I have a few members of my family that take the product, that's it. They don't build, they want to. And I was okay with that. But it took me 2 years to put a new face on after Divvy. And it's because, and I know it sounds silly, but it's a $25 investment. Like, really? You're mad at me? I mean, you spend more money at McDonald's with your family. So, it's just like, I don't get it, but I do understand from their perspective. And now I'm trying to rebuild those relationships. And I have, over the last 2 years, rebuilt a lot of those relationships, but it's because I'm being authentic now online. I'm not trying to like push something, right? Although I am, I'm advertising myself, and that's what I'm trying to do. So just remember, brand yourself, not our network. People will follow you, and the followers will become customers or become charter members, and in the future customers. But my point is that's the key behind this, is you're branding yourself, not our network. So when we're at the meeting, this is going to be a test to see how many of you actually do this. Don't take a picture and post it with our network in the background. Take a picture of all the people in the room, but not with our network. So if it happens to be a banner in the background that says our network, put an emoji over the top of it. You know what I mean? Or do something that hides it so that you're not blasting our network. And don't put it in the text. That's the key to this. Don't use the name our network. Don't use revvcard. Don't put the 2-minute video on your wall, on your Facebook feed. Why would you do that? It's like giving it out and saying, hey, here's what I'm doing. And now all of a sudden they all run from you because you're pushing something. Am I making sense with that? So I had a hard time learning that. It took me a lot of years. And I used to sell a fat burner one time. It was just a pill. And it was amazing. But the company went out of business, but because it got shut down basically. But I had this fat burner, and I would hold it up and go, man, you gotta have this fat burner. Oh my gosh, I've lost 20 pounds. Blah, blah, blah. And I was all over Facebook with it. And so just year after year, I just really started learning that I just got to separate from that and be human and not be a marketer. And all of a sudden you become that person that people want to follow. And then I opened up the Dave and Donna website because we started going to, a little bit about what we do. And that's okay because it's off Facebook, right? I'm driving them to that. So that's kind of the idea. So attraction marketing is what we're trying to do here. And if we do that and we get this machine rolling, you're going to have leads out the gut all over. So
Again, five people a day.
3 to 5, just add 3 to 5 new friends a day. Clean it up about every 6 months, just with people that aren't actively engaging. You kind of know, like when you're looking at your posts and you're seeing, oh, I see this guy every time or this gal. Fine, but if they're in the business with you, it's fine. But if they're not and you contacted them, I wouldn't oust them out because they're still watching. Don't believe this, but people are watching. I just had a guy join with me in my other venture that has been watching me for the last 2 years. And it's because of Divvy, I'm gonna blame them, because I can, that person wouldn't join the venture because they thought I was just gonna fail again, or it wasn't gonna work, or this or that. But yet when I'm in a meeting or something and I take a picture of all these hundreds of people that are in the room with me and I say, man, I love spending time with entrepreneurs, because you're gonna see me do that down here. I'm gonna do that of all of us. I'm gonna post that. They're gonna go, "Whoa, wow." You know what I mean? So create that traction so people want to message me for that information. So adding 3 to 5 new friends a day is really healthy because you're bringing in new blood, new people to see your posts. And then they'll either go away on their own, or they'll sit in the background and just kind of see what's really happening here if you're trying to push something. So if you change up your pattern and all of a sudden you go, "I got this red card, look at this thing, oh my gosh," oh, you're just trying to push it. So.
I've found that there's a stigma with having been in giving and anyone here, it's the same people.
Not saying, but
Well,
one, two,
well, and,
but I get what you're saying.
and then with them saying that pushing dates lately, and I've been sitting in the back watching and not.
Sure.
Suddenly got back and jumped on.
Yeah.
But trying to motivate other people and talk to them, and they see the jargon's kind of thing, well, it's this, they go, well, I'm pushing it, and they, no, this is too much, it feels like the same thing.
Well, let me help you on something that I've been using for that, and I've got my Canada team finally, you know, they kind of hung in the wind also because that was my biggest group. But one of the things that this is kind of my own belief, this is how I really believe this, prior to meeting Trent personally, prior to meeting the bankers personally, prior to that, what I was doing is I was saying, guys, here's what I look at. First of all, Trent Walker's background has enough sustainability to it.
You're still live, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Well, be careful what I say, thank you. But, and I'm not gonna say anything I shouldn't, but I'm just saying that Trent Walker has such an amazing credibility that I just highly doubt. Here's a guy who worked for Google Financials, the side of financials, who his story is that how he walked into Google the first time, and they have all these white bubbles, and there's guys inside them, gals, and they're coders for Google, and they have their hands on both sides like this, and their screen is the bubble, and they're just listening to music and doing this. And he says he walks into this place, and he says it was so overwhelming at first, but he said, but all of a sudden I see this guy walk up with white bunny slippers on and pajama pants and a t-shirt, and it's the CEO of Google. And he said, I started to realize, and he's telling this story, and I'm starting to realize how real and authentic Trent is. And how the fact that I look at his profile, I look at his LinkedIn, he could not put his face on this if he felt like at all any smidgen of a chance that it wasn't going to work. I mean, would you, if you had his background? I mean, he doesn't need the money, by the way. He sold his company, NetChain Square, and I don't know what he sold it for, but I'm sure he sold it for a lot of money. My point is he's doing this because he has a passion, because he met. This is what separates this from the past. I don't believe Richard was to blame.
Oh, no.
At all.
Absolutely.
I think that he lost control of what the vision was in the beginning, and it changed. And I'm saying probably some stuff I probably shouldn't, but here's the point. I'm passionate about this because I believe that the right people are in the right place at the right time. And I believe that he has been guided. People have been guided to him because of how he met Trent and how he met Roger Taylor and how he's met all these guys. Him and Troy have brought this, I think, have willed it to them. And because they've separated from the past, and by the way, all of that's coming off YouTube, every bit of it, and off everything. We're on it right now. And I've already made that clear. I don't want it out there.
What
Videos or anything with the old company, any of those.
What old company?
Thank you. My point is, I think the separation needs to be there. This is a new venture. It's a new company. It's a new everything. But here's the thing, you guys. We're not doing anything really new. The technology exists. All we're doing is giving a facelift to the technology to go from an iPhone 8 to an iPhone 10. That's all they're doing. And here's the thing, is that everything else that we're doing is just bread, extra good stuff. this network that we're gonna have of all discount portal, that's gonna be an incredible opportunity for people just to have discounts. And it does exist. And I understand where you're coming from. I totally do. I was there. Believe me, I started having anxiety. It started coming out like none other. My wife's like, calm down. And she said something. I think my wife's pretty wise. She's one that'll sit back and evaluate. And she said to me, she says, Dave, she goes, think about it. You've got these people coming into this. They could never show their face again if this doesn't work out. But it already is working. That's the crazy part. It's already working. People are signing up. They have to have a vision, a hope, a want, a need to make some extra money and to help others do the same. And I think all of us do. That's why we're here today. But I'm going to tell you this. Trent Walker is the backbone of the technology and is bringing it to the marketplace in a way that's never been done before, which is why the wait for the card is happening. The card already exists, just so you know. It's not that it doesn't. It does. It's the interior that is being done right now so that it actually does what we say it's going to do. And that's what's being produced right now. And so in the process of this, what we have to find is those who are dreamers, those who want to be what I would call a, you guys ever read the book Crossing the Chasm? It's actually about first adopters and being first person in. And I always use this analogy. My favorite place on earth right now, only for business, is Facebook. When Facebook first started, Zuckerberg invited 5 of his friends and 2 of them showed. Only 2 out of the 5. What do you think the other 3 are thinking today? Dang, I was stupid. I'd be a billionaire today, right? So but here's the thing, don't kid yourself. They had failure after failure after failure after failure before it actually panned out. So I look at this as we have an opportunity to be a first adopter, an early adopter, an opportunity to be able to actually bring this to the world, something that's never been done before. And when you're bringing something like that to the marketplace, there's going to be glitches. There's going to be, you just have to tell the people getting in, they have to be willing to accept that. But I'm willing to risk, let's just say it took you 10 months to where this thing was really working and you were paying $38 a month getting discounts. If that's all that ever happened, let's just say that was the case. It's not, but let's just say that was happening. That's $380 that you've spent that you already blow at Starbucks or somewhere else every day throughout your life on stuff that means nothing. So I've taken risk after risk after risk in the past. I started photogenics. Do you know how much money I lost in my first 3 years of business? Being in a mall and paying rent and taking pictures? You know how many pictures you have to take to pay the rent? You gotta take a lot. So my point is, I had a Subway franchise. I lost money in my Subway for the first few years. After 12 years of taking it, I walked away with a small amount of money after I sold it. There's nothing like network marketing out there today, period. Nothing. And I'm willing to take that risk with a small amount of investment, with hope, optimistically hope that the pan out is going to happen. And let me tell you something, I believe it is. I sat across from the bankers. I heard from the horse's mouth, the owners of the bank talking from their mouth.
Are you still live, by the way?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm not saying what they said. I'm just saying that the bottom line is, you guys, it's going to work. And it is working, and it's in the process of working. And so what you have to get passionate and excited about is bringing people in, putting 10 in the pen, setting yourself up for the future, and putting yourself in a position of strength that when this does launch, and I was in a company where we launched a service project, a service product to a group of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And the minute they turned it on, I got a raise. Because every one of them signed up for it. Just like that overnight, I got a raise. And that's what's going to happen in this. So start out with the portal, pitch the portal. nothing else. Stay off the bank, stay off all the other stuff. Pitch the portal.
What's the portal?
That's the
Yeah.
discount, the app portal.
And when can we
And
get
we'll have that
customers in?
Saturday.
End of the year,
We can't have any customers in
until then, Yep.
Until January.
Yep.
Only business people at this moment.
right,
And we'll have the portal Saturday.
yep. So,
No regular people can shop, you have to be paying the fee in order to have access to
Correct.
shop.
Yep, it's
Yep.
not, it's not free.
but understand
Sure.
something, you guys. Yeah, it's not free. Thank you. Understand this, that we have such an incredible opportunity that as Richard and his team pull off all these little things that we're adding, right? So first the portal, then the Rev account. And, and there'll be actually some stuff in between there, by the way, that's gonna come out as some services that are exciting. And I know one of them, and there'll be more, but that's the point, is that if you have 10 in your pen, you're not gonna be mad. I promise you, you're not gonna be. And so then the next one's the Rev account. Your K1s will get set up, right? And then after the Rev account, then it'll be the launch. But before the launch, their goal is to start taking orders on the Rev card. But here's the thing, just focus on what's now. And when I say you can lead with the future, but focus what's now, that just means you can say, that's why the presentation shows the card, because why it's coming, it's gonna be here. And when it comes in January or sooner, then just don't worry about it. Don't get your head wrapped around thinking, oh my gosh, it's the only way I can. No, the video will attract them. We'll educate them on the portal with the video, and that'll excite them. And then you and we'll build this massive organization of people that are saving money on an everyday basis out of the portal. And frankly, if that's all it came, and we could still build the business the way it is, and we could add services to it, great. But I'm not saying that's going to be the case. I'm just saying, focus on the portal, because that's what's real. That's what's coming. That's what's happening on Friday or Saturday. Sorry, next Saturday. And after that, then let the other things come into play. But in the meantime, get your 10 in the pen, because right now it's $38. After July 1st goes up, unless they choose to do otherwise, which they may, I don't know. But all I'm saying is get your 10 in the pen before July 1st, because it's and $68 is nothing. I mean, in the company that I was in, I mean, it's $500, $600, $700, $800 to buy a kit. So we're talking nothing. That's why this is easy to get your 10 in the pen. And if you're having troubles, that's where the ATM system comes in to help you with that. And get that social proof on our world. Let the social proof do all the selling for you. So you don't have to be the salesperson. I love that. And think of this, and something I never said earlier, when the people are in our world and they're looking at all what's going on, and don't kid yourself. They might not comment, they might not ask questions, but they're watching. They're seeing notifications come up on their notifications for our world. Keep going in and looking. That those are planting seeds. And if they're not answering your follow-up, don't blow them off. Just put them in the back burner for a minute and come back and follow up later. But what you're going to find out is they're going to probably call you and go, hey, this is amazing. What you guys are doing and you pull off is incredible. Because when the portal comes out, the video, we'll put it in our world. So you can tag them in that video. Does that make sense?
Another question. Thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you know a person's received your tag? And also, if you tag them on a picture, let's say you tag 30 people on a picture, can you then take those 30 off?
Let me give you
And
a,
add 30 more in, or?
don't tag 30 people on a picture.
What does
You'll
that
lose
mean?
friends.
What
Well,
does
no, I'm not, I'm just saying as an example, I'm doing it,
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
not doing it about friendship.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, how do we know that they've received a tag? Just, you know what I mean?
So when you tag them and they haven't accepted the request to the group, it's going to be like a different colored shade. So I think it's like grayish color. When they actually accept it, that'll change to blue. Isn't it
So does
blue?
that happen on a message?
Or some lighter color. What's
Because
that?
I'm not saying about the group necessarily, I'm just saying tagging in general.
Yeah.
How do we know that every message?
Well, if they're friends of you and you tag them on just your regular feed, you're going to see it instantly because they don't have to accept it.
How do you see it though?
They will see it. They get a notification on it.
But you don't know that they saw it.
No.
Okay.
unless they come and like whatever you
just
tag
take
them in.
advantage, you just trust it, that's how.
Yep, and trust me, the system works. I've proven it to work, and it works just magically, so.
So with tagging, do you, ask permission ever? If it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna just go at them to our world without speaking to them. Remember, the step was, they liked my comment. I went and messaged them, created a conversation, turned it into, because it always comes up, what are you doing now? So what do you do for a living? Or, whatever. Or if they don't ask, I'm gonna say, so what do you do for a living? And they're gonna say, well, what do you do for a living? That's just natural conversation. And when I have that conversation, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm glad you asked. So I belong to this, and this is the keyword. And I'll post some of the stuff up for you. But I belong to a Facebook community that is full of, thousands of people that are having some success with what it is I'm doing with this technology. And it's pretty incredible. And I'll add you as one of my private guests, one of my personal guests. And I like to use things as guests, private, community, not Facebook page, Facebook group, that kind of stuff. I changed the lingo up. So I'll get some of that scripting out that I use, and I'll share it with you guys, and I'll post it so you guys can grab it out of our world or our Rise Up and then go use it elsewhere.
And then do you believe in, in-kind posting? Certain times.
When people are on.
Morning,
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, I mean, here's my belief. I believe that it is kind of hard to nail that down to a specific, because your friends are all different. But there are some people that feel that if you do a live at night, after dinner and before the kids go to bed, sometimes those are good. Sometimes people think, well, if you do it at noon, it's even better. I've heard all of it. But I'll do a live at least once or twice a week, sometimes more, depends on the week. In this case, I'll probably end up starting doing lives more frequently because that gets more engagement, and it doesn't matter what it's about. But again, I get to dictate which direction I'm putting them, which funnel I'm going in. And so for me, that's how I'm doing it. But what you want to do is when you're doing your lives, engage with people and do them at different times of the day. Try and find out what's the best time of the day to do it at, because I don't know if there's actually a magic number of when to do that. But that's a good point. Posting, I like posting at least 2 to 3 times a day. It depends on how the activity of the post goes. So if my activity is really low, I'm going to post something new. See if I can get some activity. If my first post of the day is actually high, then I'm going to leave that and not post another time for the day and just get engaged with people. Does that make sense throughout the day? So just make sure you engage with them, even if it's not right then. Do it a few hours later, after work, whatever. But engage with the people though, because that creates the engagement, creates the algorithm, pushes your post up more in front of your people. That's the concept behind it. Make sense? It's a lot, I know. and here's the thing, you guys. I'll break it down into some short tutorials for you, videos that are just short, sweet, not drawn out, and just to the point, so I can show you. And just give me a week or so, because I've got to change up some of the presentation and put in some scripting, and then I'll do it again and record it, and then we'll post it so you guys can grab those. And I just wanted to offer this up, because since we have the R world, we want to start the process of it. And hopefully you got enough today to kind of get an idea of what to do. And let me just tell you something, you're not going to make a mistake. And if you do make a mistake, nobody's going to know you made a mistake. That's the best part. Your prospect doesn't know if you made a mistake or not. The thing is, but you got to start doing it right away, because the more people we get doing the recognitions, posting in lifestyle stuff and giveaway, give back programs or little small acts of kindness that you did. Maybe you went and mowed a lawn for somebody, whatever, took the trash out for the neighbor, and you post something about it, a little story about it. Just always story tell, right? And how it made you feel and how great it is to be a part of a community of our world that's making a difference, right? Okay, does that make sense? So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway. Thank you for coming, you guys. I hope you got some value today, and please feel free to reach out, ask questions. You probably don't get a voice text back because it's just the easiest thing for me. I'm either on the go and I can do it really fast and give you more direct without typing something to you. So that's how I do a lot of my follow-ups. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will. Thank you. All right, guys, have a great day. We are done with the broadcast.